Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. He's Jimmy the Bag. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag show we do every Tuesday. Today is June 6th. It's the NHL playoffs. I know Jimmy the Bag is killing it. I assume he took Vegas again in the lap. Did you, Jim?
I've taken Vegas every game on the -1 line. Vegas game.
You, Jim. I didn't even need to watch. I didn't even need to check in. I knew you had him again. I just didn't pull the trigger on it. I'm leaving a lot of money on the table, but that's okay. We hopefully got some more money on the table that we'll grab in today's MLB card. It's I've had a good MLB season so far. May was awesome. June has not been good, so I'm taking it easy with my bet sizes. But today's an interesting card, and I think we're going to find some decent value on today's card. Of course, with the help of the comment section, we got Jose Bouquet on the 1s and 2s. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to all the Pub Sports Radio members of the LGBTQIA+ community, right? Many members of those. Subhuman Gaucho, Mr. Vape, Tone Miggins, Chris Comatini, Real Deal Prime, all members of the LGBTQIA+ community, or also regular viewers of the Low Bag Show. Shout out to everyone, Jimmy the Bag. I think we're going to have a nice show today. Right, Jim?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You have been a model of consistency on this show, Pete. It's pretty uncanny. If you've had a losing show this year, it's been less than a unit. You had another winning day last Tuesday. I am getting better. I still have a cough, but I'm on my way to health. But my goodness, your ROI over 76 bets is 20.11%.
Yeah. What do you think Rob Pizzola would say about that? He'd be like, that's irrelevant. The guys are losing better long term. 76 games is, it's not a big sample size. Good for him. It's not a big sample size. I don't care what he has to say, and I would expect him to lose long term. As would I, by the way. I don't disagree with Rob Pizzola, but you know what those people would say.
Yeah, I do. But you've been a model of consistency. 60.5% for Pistol Pete Loshak, 46 and 30. Average line plus 100. We play the juice video, but your average line is plus 100, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
It's been very, very impressive. I am wearing a Pete Loshak shirt today. You remember this?
Yeah. Come on. Oh, God. That got me so angry for so many reasons, which I'm not going to talk about. But, yeah, it got me so angry. Fucking, it's like, did they have, were they like, let's try to find the least creative idea we possibly could that has absolutely nothing to do with this show and will attract the least possible attention and gain the least possible traction. While still actually being a T-shirt. Unreal. Unfucking real, that fucking
I'm
shirt.
rocking this shirt. I want to
I know, you're still going to rock it.
Pete's magic here. I want a little bit of Pete's magic. Joey Marinaccio says Pete is hot today. Pete is hot every Tuesday, man. He dials it up for us. And we are a few short days away from Razor Sharp Picks and myself hosting the Belmont Stakes special right here on this channel on Saturday, 11 a.m. And, speaking of consistency, we have been so consistent in horses this year. It's very rare for me to be consistent, not, but that's what we've done. We've been very consistent. So I'm really excited. There's our guy, Julian Cesario, says Pimp Slap, 2-teamer and Sharpies K-Props. Thanks to the best sports show, Julian Cesario with the $19.99 dono to get us rolling. Thank you, Julian, my man. Pete, I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Julian Cesario.
No shit.
Yes, he's a very accomplished actor in Hollywood, star of film. And
can he do Shakespeare? Not that that's necessary.
When you meet him, you know he can do Shakespeare. You know when you see like someone who you can tell, like has that thespian inside him. Yeah, He's a very talented actor, starring in films and also donating $19.99 to get us rolling.
Like all those people who played like the Mac and all the pimps in the 70s and shit, they were all Shakespearean trained actors and shit. You know what I mean, Jim?
Oh yeah, tights and black boxes and pimp slaps. Justin McElvey getting us started with the stacks play today on the Boston Red Sox. So, Pete, I have been trying to make more moves before the market tips its hand. And I made 9 bets.
Really? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
And almost all of them have gone against me. And it's very, very concerning. One is being glorious on my side. But one is a few have gone against me, and this one's gone against me. Justin McElvey stacks play today on the Red Sox. I have this love of backing very strong pitchers. I guess I think Bieber is still elite, but there's people who question with his velocity down whether he's elite or not. But I love backing these pitchers off a bad start. I love it. I absolutely love it. But a big market move to the Boston Red Sox, and that makes me very nervous. I got in very early, very foolish of me. There's razor sharp picks in the house. Can't wait to co-host with my man Razor all day Saturday. Justin McElvey says going to miss the live show, taking the kids to the wave pool, but I'll watch it when I get back. Good luck. I'll respect Justin McElvey. You are a great dad, and respect to you, my friend. Troy Torrance in the house. I hope that you get a chance to cap more with Troy. Analytics, a very intelligent individual, enormously successful sports background. He's going to be a big asset to us, and I hope you get a chance to cap with him. He's hammering MLB beautifully right now. There's Mr.
Leave me in the dust. Go ahead.
13-0-2 day for Mr. Vape. Pick up a little 2K glory for Mr. Vape. A serious business, wine time sports. Mike M. Julian Cesario, Mr. Vape, Tone Miggins, talking about great cappers. We've got Tone Miggins rolling with us. Christopher Comentini, Rocco Rogers. Rocco Rogers says, Monster Night in MLB and NHL. We swept that NHL game. Vegas money line, March so goal. First period over 1.5 money. God, it's been so glorious. So glorious watching the public on the Panthers every game and pointing and laughing at them. So glorious watching all the cappers say, "Oh, it's good after game 1. Going to be a tight series. We know it's going to be a tight series." Okay, all right. You guys keep backing your Panthers, and we keep making our money on the better hockey team. Mark's Sports Betting says, big news in golf. PGA merged with Liv. I did not know that. Subhuman Gaucho, Tone Miggins, Altuve home run, and McCormick home run against Gaussman. So let's copy and paste that right now.
I'm copying and pasting a whole bunch of stuff here. That's what I'm doing right now from the comments section. I'm copying and pasting that.
It is crucial. It is crucial to our success. Hearing what the chat is up to and how they're making money. Thank you, Chris, for coming to you. Says broken down the series to a T. It hasn't been an excellent year. My drive for the black is still in effect, even though the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals hurt me. I still am chasing the black, and I can get there because I've got the plus 145 on game 1 in the series. I got the series still in the balance. The question is, how do we handle things? And I made it clear if I can get plus money on Vegas on the road, I will bet them again in game 3. So it's plus 105. Now I'm keeping an eye on the movement, if there's going to be any movement. There hasn't been much movement in Stanley Cup Finals, but I'm keeping a close eye on it. And I'm not, even though I know a lot of people are also banking huge off of the team total overs, I'm not doing that. I've just bet more than my regular unit size on these games. And I'm really excited because it's not been a great year, and I want to end it with a bang, and that's what we are doing. Christopher Comentini, Kevin K, Rick J, Joey Marinaccio, Joey Harb, Tone Miggins. Levels play of the day's Astros team total over. Wow, he's all over the Astros against Gaussman. And, I like Hunter Brown for the bounce back. There's a bunch of very, very interesting games. I haven't moved on that one. Real Deal Prime, J Smooth, JT, Top Crocodile. We got a great group. Razor Sharp Pick says, I don't know what you are drinking, Pete. What in the flying fuck are you drinking?
I went to, I've drunk like maybe 2 lattes in my whole entire fucking life. But this morning I went down to a pretentious coffee thing and I was like, what's a fucking mocha? It was like $6.50. I was like, all right, I had a good May. I was like, so I got one. It's a fucking mocha latte. It was pretty good. It was all right. I wouldn't buy it again though.
Jesus. All right. Okay. Nasty Nate in the house. There's Dennis. Trusty says going to watch the Belmont draw. I did see Forte stumble again. Yes, I did. And I'm still working it out. A lot of armchair trainers, saying that he shouldn't be racing. I'll trust Pletcher, but we've got lots more work. I've got more work to do on it. But yeah, it's concerning. Razor sent it to me. It's not what you want to see. Christopher Comentini, Nasty Nate, Jay Peasy. Tone Miggins moving in WNBA. I'm going to copy that up. We got Lucas Ryan ready to get to work. DC Capper. Let me get this Tone action here in WNBA. Get that locked and loaded. All right, it's about time to get to work. Steve G, thank you for running with us. We got Jarek White, picks from Dave, Sean Pulliam now a member for 6 months. Thank you. Tori Coker also moving. Tori Coker, anytime the Heat win, I know my man Tori Coker is eating well, and he was all over them in game 2. And great work, Tori. I can't wait. I lean Nuggets first quarter, first half. We see what happens when Spoelstra moves to the zone. We're going to be talking all about it, though. I did miss your UFC action, Clint. Sorry, let me go back up here. Kong's Clips in the house. Rocco Rogers. Where is Clint? Slatsy says, is Alek Manoah pitching today? Now 6-0 betting against him. I love it. Oh, there it is. There's Clint's action for UFC 289. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Clint. I have got it copied and pasted, and we will be discussing it throughout the week. Another winning week for our man Clint. Last week in the UFC Vegas. Mike M said, someone say pimp slap. You're damn right we did. All right, it is great to see all of you guys. Morgan Spooner also rocking with us. Brandon, the great One and Done Sports. It's time to get to work, Pistol Pete. Yeah. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just looking at a whole bunch of picks here that I'm thinking about tailing everything. Yeah, let's go.
All right. Troy Torrance says, I don't understand the Nuggets sentiment in game 3. I certainly wouldn't want them full game, but it feels like Spoelstra holds that zone defense in his pocket to when he needs to use it. Sort of like a Boeheim, Syracuse thing. And, I'm interested in Nuggets first quarter, first half. Certainly not full game, but we will talk about that tomorrow with Daryl Rice. It's Daryl will be joining us. Let's get to work in MLB. Pete, continue on your excellent work. Let's shake this blitz. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Detroit Tigers 26-32, 12-19 on the road to the Philadelphia Phillies 28-32, 15-10 at home. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We will start with the weather here in this one. This one surprised me because I know there's a lot of people that do not believe in Taijuan Walker. I'm not really one of them, but he's been so good at home. So I was surprised at this enormous market move towards the Detroit Tigers. Now, there has been a little bit of buyback, and we will discuss that. 80 Fahrenheit at first pitch, 11.8 miles per hour left to right, very slightly out by the, 2 hours into the game, it's out to right field, but it dies down a couple miles per hour, down to about 9.6. See what Ballpark Pal has this listed at. They have a, even with the, warmer weather, this is not a very offensive looking spot here in Ballpark Pal's estimation. They have this at -8% home run rate and -2% runs, -8 and -2. It is a bullpen day with Garrett Hill as the primary. Starts with Tyler Alexander, a lefty coming out of the pen who's been bad this year. 6.38 ERA, 1.33 whip, 23 Ks and 2 walks, nice K to walk ratio, but he gets touched up. Then we have Garrett Hill, the primary. This is a unheralded prospect, 26th round in the 2018 draft out of San Diego State. He was in Toledo this year. Last year, as a 26-year-old, he started in AA Erie, and he was very good there. Then he went up to Toledo, and he was pretty good in Toledo, in all honesty. 4.06 ERA, 1.22 whip. This year in Toledo, 4.78 ERA, 1.67 WHIP. For whatever reason, that was good enough to make it to the show. 7 innings in the majors this year, 8 earned runs, 2 home runs allowed, 7 Ks, 5 walks. He's not looked good. Not look good here. Tone Miggin says Phillies moneyline minus 175, 2 units, and it's beautiful here right now. Look, I get it. I get Taijuan Walker backing him at home. He's only throwing 20 innings, so 37 and a third of his innings have been on the road. And yeah, his numbers aren't good. 5.65 ERA, 1.45 WHIP, 10 home runs. You know, I get it. His last start was a 4-2 loss at the Mets when he went up against Scherzer, and he was okay. 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 Ks, 3 walks. At home, though, opponents are hitting 191 off of him in those 20 innings. Tigers versus righties, 225, 656. Phillies are not hitting lefties, but you're only going to see Alexander in there for the first inning. 222, 689 OPS since May 1st. But then the righty comes in. They're not hitting righties that well either. 256, 730 OPS. You know, it's but both bullpens have been good since May 1st. Let's take a look at the line history and then hand it over to Pistol Pete Loshak. First off, cash-wise, there's been a bit of a buyback, but there was a monstrous move towards the Detroit Tigers. This opened up with the Tigers at plus 186 and the Phillies at minus 205 at Pinnacle. And then all of a sudden, this got all the way down to minus 166. So we had a 39-cent move. Since it got down to minus 166, there's been buyback, 9 cents of buyback. So overall, there's been a 30-cent move to the Detroit Tigers, a huge move. And look, I get why Tone is saying, you know, enough's enough. This has just gone too far. I get it. From a totals perspective, this opened up at 9.5. It opened up at 9.5, and it lasted there for 40 minutes before it moved to 9. It moved back up to 9.5 again at 9:59 this morning. It lasted there for 17 minutes, and then again it went to 9, then back up to 9.5. So it's been bouncing all over the place. Overall, we have a 12-cent move to the over and a 30-cent move to the Tigers. Taking a look at the cash flow, we have. Oh, sorry. Let me move to all markets. Here we go. So we have. Sorry. Here we go. We have 80% of the tickets on the Phillies and just 43% of the cash. So you flip it, 20% of the tickets, 57% cash on the Tigers. You have 85% of the tickets and 98% of cash on the under. You know, the market's throwing me for a loop. Pistol Pete, can you give us some clarity? Detroit Tigers, Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, I was at the current lines. I was thinking Philly and the over. Those are my leans, and obviously with volatility thrown in there, I probably would prefer the minus 1.5 line. But if I make it official, I will take the -1 line at minus 131 or so. Yeah, Taijuan Walker is no great shakes. Much better at home though, and Detroit is not the kind of team that will push him. And Philly, you know, I'm a believer in right now. I have their bullpen ranked as significantly better right now, likely going forward than Detroit. So adding it all together, Philly would be my lean, and I don't know. Why not? We'll start. I will make it official. Heritage line right now. Philly -1, minus 131. We can make that official. Makes me nervous, but Philly -1, minus 131. We can make that official.
Phillies -1 at minus 131. Look, that makes perfect sense to me. You know, I'm not sitting here, 16 games over 500 and with a 20% ROI. So I'm not going to go up against this market move. So you can, but I will not. Can we fix your camera a little bit or get you a little bit higher so we can see you over the?
What the fuck's going on here?
Perfect, let me check. Your money.
Because they're fucking because what I'm seeing on the StreamYard is not the same as what I'm seeing on the thing. All right, okay, yeah, sure. Here we go. There we go.
Vitalis says 98% of cash on the under. That means over. It says have to do it. I haven't seen none of these high. I get it. I get it. And it's also been working for Jose, who's heating up as well. Billy Brisbane really liking that under. By the way, Billy Brisbane will be hosting our Game 3 live bet stream tomorrow night. Game 3 live bet stream tomorrow night. And looking forward to that. So
Troy Torrance says, I cringe every time someone fades a line movement. I totally hear you, Troy Torrance. What about all the line movement against against teams that were playing Oakland recently, and that Oakland was taking all that money and then they were losing game in and game out. I if it's a mid-range game, I agree with you. But when you're talking about the extremes, the periphery, I tend to I don't have a problem fading that kind of line movement because I know where it comes from. But you're absolutely right, Troy Torrance. You're absolutely right. And
I'm going to pass. Loshak gets his card started with the Phillies -1, -131. I am the juice man in the next game, Pete. Kansas City Royals at Miami Marlins. It was a tough spot for me last night because it was available at Pinnacle. And it wasn't available at Bet365, and I was waiting, fell asleep. And this morning, got up, and it was possibly too late. Kong's Clips. I'm not a golf enthusiast. So you want to know my thoughts on the PGA Tour and Live Golf merger? Getting anything from me is not. It's just it'd be ignorant for me to really speak on it. I mean, I know the story and the situation because I love sports, but I'm not the right guy for that job, and I apologize for that, Kong's Clips. But let's get to work here. loanDepot Park in Miami, Florida. Zach Greinke versus Jesus Luzardo. I knew that. I've been saying it all year, and I say it often. I say it yearly. I think there's lots of times where Greinke gives us value. I'm a believer in Zach Greinke, and now this year he's not even looking awful on the road. I think he's pitching well, straight up well. I think he's a good pitcher this year. Now he's 1-5 with a 4.19 ERA, but 1.14 WHIP. He's only walked 9 batters over 62 1/3. He still gets touched up. Yes, Vitalis. Since May 1st, the Royals are hitting .258 with a 745 OPS versus lefties. That number's gone down. I had remembered the Royals smashing lefties, so I was a little surprised when I saw that number. But back to Greinke here. In his last start, he was great. 2-1 loss at the Cardinals, 5 innings, no earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk. Now, on the road, he's got a 5.52 ERA and a 267 opponent's batting average. Over a 29 1/3 inning sample size. I get it. Zach Greinke is 3-31 straight up off a loss as a dog. If the line's between +127, +180, that's from our Mike M. Billy Friedrich says Greinke's had 4 good starts in a row, and 3 of those were on the road. Morgan Spooner says time for Greinke's road face to show Miami's bats are hot. So I think Greinke's going to be good here. Jesus Luzardo is coming off a bad start, 10-1 loss at home versus the Padres. He went up against Musgrove, and he screwed it up for us. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 homer, 8 Ks, 1 walk. He cost me money. At home, he's been good this year. 3.35 ERA, 230 opponent's batting average. We talked about the Royals against lefties. The Marlins are hitting 260 versus righties since May 1st. You'd be surprised that their OPS is just 720. Royals bullpen 4.66 ERA, 1.50 WHIP. Marlins bullpen 3.60 ERA, 1.44 WHIP. So let's touch on the line history here, and then I will let you guys know what moves I made on this because I doubled up on this game. First off, there has been a very slight move now to the Miami Marlins. There was no move to the Marlins until about 10 this morning. So now there's been a 7-cent move to the Marlins. Then from a total perspective, we have, move over here. We have the 8.5, and it wasn't open at all books at 8.5, but some did, and it was very juiced to the under. Pinnacle opened this up at 8 last night, 9:59 p.m. Bet365 didn't open it up till this morning. Opened up at 8 -101 to the under. It's gone to 7.5 to 8 to 7.5. I knew that it was going to keep going down, but I couldn't trust the Royals bullpen, even though I kind of like the Royals bullpen and I kind of like the Marlins bullpen. I couldn't trust either. I moved on the first 3 under 2.5, the first 5 under 4.5. Now I paid the juice. And, we have cappers like Hunter Engelhart who will probably be shaking his head at me with the juice that I probably should have bet it at 4 instead of 4.5. But I did pay the juice, and I got it was expensive. I got the first 3 under 2.5 at -135. I got the first 5 under 4.5 at -130. Take it away, Pistol Pete Loshak. I doubled up here, and this is not one of the spots where I'm nerd. Like, I'll tell you about. So I did make 9 bets before the show. 7 were before the market gave us an indication. Oh, I didn't go to the cash flow. My apologies. Let me just grab that for you really quickly here, Pete, so we can have all the information here. Cash-wise, in this one we have 85% of the tickets and just 51% of the cash on the Marlins. That's telling me Greinke's going to have a good start. We have 60% of the tickets and 79% of cash on the under. That's also telling me that Greinke's going to have a good start. Take it away, Pete. Floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, I mean, Greinke has been impressive. Turned it around on the road late in his career, which is not a huge shock. Guys like this kind of know how to get the most out of their stuff at the end of their career. And Luzardo, it's the way I look at things, this looks like it's more likely than not to be one of his better starts, like one of his one-run starts. So I don't disagree with your take on this. I was definitely leaning under and Miami, even at the big favorite lines. Haven't bet it yet. Not sure if I want to pull the trigger on anything. But yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with anything that you said. Greinke still makes me a little bit nervous. Luzardo makes me a little bit nervous, but a little bit less so than Greinke in this spot. So my leans are to the under and Miami for sure. Haven't bet anything. Probably won't make anything official, but I definitely don't disagree with anything that you have already picked.
Yeah, I like this spot. Whether or not I should be hammering minus 130s and minus 135s is always going to be up for debate. But I like this spot a lot.
I watch the comment section people have to say here. Yeah, Rocco Rogers likes Luzardo K prop. Yeah, over.
And Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the days. And can you read out a few more comments while I put the spreadsheet?
Yeah, sure. Ron Crawford, Baltimore plus 113. I was definitely leaning that way as well. Interesting that he says that Rocco Rogers likes Luzardo 6+ Ks, Keller 6+ Ks, Luzardo 7+, Keller 7+. Both of those make a lot of sense to me for sure. Here's a great comment from Troy Torrance. Wow, like in the under. When the home team opens between 140 and 160 and the total moves to the under is 9-3. For other reasons, I was leaning under as well, even though it's a little bit of a low total here. And then LG and then Nerfy minus 115. Yeah, that makes me nervous, but it makes sense. I mean, Greinke is definitely much better first time through the order than the other times. So I don't like to fade him early necessarily when I'm looking to fade him. So that makes sense to me, LG. Yeah.
No, I like where I stand. I've got quite a lot of confidence in this, but obviously if the implied probability of a minus 130, minus 135, you better have a lot of confidence on that spot. I love having the Cuban Wayne Gretzky rolling with us. I love it. We don't get enough of the Cuban Wayne Gretzky, great capper. So thank you for running with us today.
I might tail you, Jimmy the Bag. I'm looking at this. First three is oh shit. We're at Caesars. It's 1.5 at plus 155, which might not be terrible either. But yeah, 4 minus 125. So you beat these moves. What did you get, Jim?
I got -1. Let's see what it is now. I got minus 135 on the under 2.5.
Wow.
I got under 4.5 at minus 130. Right now the under. It's down to 4. Oh shit! Sorry, we're looking wrong. Sorry. Here we go. Here, move over here. What the hell's wrong with me? Okay, let's go over here. The first 5 is now at 4 at minus 120. So that's an excellent turn of events. And I only bet this about 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah. So if I want to tail you, I'll get a much shittier.
Wow! Look at that. That first 3 under 2.5 is minus 160. Beat it by 25 cents.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, all right. Because of the volatility here with both starters and according to my volatility numbers, I'm going to hold off on this one. But I'm proud of you for doing what you did on this one, Jim.
Thank you, Pete.
I'm going to pass on this game for now officially.
Let's roll on. Okay, so look, the first few games are going to make me look good. I didn't realize that one was. The first few games are going to make me look good, and then I'm going to start looking bad with the moves I made last night. This is going to make me look very good as well. Minnesota Twins at Tampa Bay Rays, Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida. I learned a lot from Louis Varland's last start at Houston. He was awesome. And I don't know if I want a pitcher who's had 2 great starts in a row. That's my own bullshit. There's our guy, Arthur Meade Jr. in the house. BC Lions over 9.5 wins at even money. I love it, Arthur. That will be a copy and paste. CFL on the horizon. And we've been very good at CFL here. Benny with the bag and Loshak in the bag, and we'll be all over that. I did a great job here. I want Zach Eflin at home all the time. I want Louis Varland. I want to back him. And I didn't bother with a side here. And I moved on this as soon as it was available to me. So I imagine it was 5 or 6 o'clock last night. I could get the exact time. I'm on the first 5 under 4 at plus 105. The full game under 8 at plus 100. So I really feel good about the plus spots that I got here. Right now, if I wanted to move on it again, the full game is at 8. Again, I got plus 100, no vig. The full game's at 7.5, minus 105 to the under. I got 8 with no vig. And the first 5 is at 4, minus 110 to the under. I got plus 105 here on this spot. We're at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Let's do a quick look at the line history. There's Noli Nose in the house. Great to see you, Noli, my man. Here, we're going to go quickly on the total. I love getting this at 8 at plus money. This stayed at 8 until 8:57 this morning. That's when Pinnacle moved it to 7.5. So it was at 8 for some time. It actually opened at 8.5. Now, I didn't have a chance at that. This was not available. Now, it was available for 18 minutes at Pinnacle from 2:43 to 3:01 at 8.5. I didn't have an opportunity at that. But then it's just been a constant move to the under. There's been no buyback, a constant move to the under in this spot. Let's go over to the cash flow here. I know people wanting to back Eflin. That's all well and good. And there was no move. Oh, actually, there was a move initially. At midnight, there'd been a 10-cent move towards the Rays. Right now, there's been a 2-cent move towards the Twins. That tells me that Varland is going to pitch well, which is what I expect of him. 69% of the tickets and 93% of the cash on the Rays, and there's been a 2-cent move to the Twins. That would probably have me on the Twins if I could trust their bats, which I don't. And then you have just 35% of tickets on the under and 71% of the cash. Noli asked me last week, like, what is the perfect cash amount? That might be it. That might be the perfect spot for me. 35% of tickets, 71% of the cash. That's a feels like home. Varland coming off that great start against Houston. Overall, 3.51 ERA, 1.15 whip. He's been good on the road, 3.57 ERA, 258 opponents batting average. Zach Eflin coming off allowing 3 earned runs at the Cubs. It was a quality start, 6 innings, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 3.30 ERA, 1 whip. We talk about trusting the Tampa Bay Rays brass when they do anything with pitchers, and this is the biggest free agent signing of the franchise's history. At home, he's 6-0 with a 2.19 ERA, 207 opponents batting average. The Twins aren't hitting righties, 221, 703 OPS. Rays aren't hitting righties anymore, 244, 733 OPS. This is all from May 1st. Twins bullpen's been very good, 3.19 ERA, 1.30 whip, and Rays bullpen 5.57 ERA, 1.56 whip. Cogerino says, careful on the Rays side and full game total. Rays coming off a doubleheader, followed by a makeup game when they were supposed to travel. Pen and bats might be off. Take it away for us here, Pete. I love this spot. And it all goes downhill after these two for me, but I love this spot. First 5 under 4 plus 105, full game under 8 plus 100. Take it away.
Yeah, I was definitely leaning under, early unders, and Minnesota. I think I am going to take Minnesota at the very least early, and maybe full game. Definitely leaning under as well, and full game under. I don't like to take these lines when they have after the move has come. Maybe I should tweet stuff out, but that's what I was thinking when I first saw this game. I was thinking under, early unders, Minnesota. And Minnesota early, and I'll make 1 or 2 of those official here, Jimmy the Bag. But, nice job for you beating those moves. Very impressive, and I agree with it. I agree with what you did.
Yeah, I'm excited. These are hopefully the day gets off to a good start because I've got some very concerning action following this. Troy Torrance says 20 to 50% seems to be the sweet spot. Bets cash. I agree. Billy Friedrich says, I just don't think the Twins can match the Rays offensively. I think Cogerino makes a great point with how tired the Rays are and how fresh the Twins are. Sean Pulliam on the Nerfy here. And Kevin K saying it's a good chance BC gets the 10 or more wins. Good luck. Yeah, I'm very interested in that look, and obviously I'm a Lions fan, so a lot more work needs to be done in the CFL. There's Rodney Barton in the house. Great to see you, Rodney. All right, and Noli No says that Minnesota angle makes sense, Pete.
The Minnesota, he likes Minnesota. Yeah.
he's not tipping his hat too much, but he just says that your angle on Minnesota.
What did he say about the under? He likes the under.
He
here
says
too.
It's a dead under.
Yeah. I could take Minnesota like plus a half, first 5 or first 3, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I will. You know what? I think I am a believer in Varland here. I think I am a believer in all this stuff. I'm going to double up on this Minnesota stuff early. I'll take the first 3 at plus 130. Minnesota first 3 at plus 130. Am I allowed to do that? Are we allowed to double up first 3 and first 5?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and then I'll take the first 5 at plus 140. That's both at Caesars right now. Let me search around a little bit. Yeah, it's 140 everywhere I'm checking. All right, I'll just go with those. Pinnacle has 137 for the first half. I'll double up. Minnesota plus 130 on the first 3 and plus 140 on the first 5. And I think I'm just going to take the full game under as well. Let me see. Where are we? Yeah, 7.5 minus 105. Let's see. 7.5 minus 108 at wow, look at that. Wow, it's really crashing. Give me the bag. You beat the move. What do we got here? Sorry, this is let me just quickly 103 at Heritage. All right, I'll take the full game under minus 103 current line at Heritage. Minnesota, Tampa Bay under 7.5 minus 103.
You got it. Vitalis says Rays at home in first 5 are 24-8 with plus 14 units and 35% ROI. I know my guy Vitalis been eating with me on the Vegas.
Absolutely. No, I've been betting Tampa Bay even as a big favorite a lot of times this season, but they've tailed off a little bit recently, especially offensively, and the spot and the line. I'll take shots with Minnesota here.
I love your looks. I'm just gonna keep. I'm not gonna add anything to this game, but I think it makes sense what you're doing with the Twins first 3 and first 5. I'm gonna stay off of it and just come home with my plus money spots as well. But right. But I like it and I get it. All right, so we are locked and loaded. 5 bets between Pete and I on that one, and I'm already locked in. All my 9 bets have already been placed, so we'll see. There are some things that I would like to add. Let's move on. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Also, thank you guys so much for joining us, Loshak in the Bag. I cherish these Tuesdays with Pete and with all of you guys in the chat. I'm very thankful to have the opportunity to cap with you guys. Feels really good, man. I enjoy this immensely. Arizona Diamondbacks 35-25, 15-11 on the road at the Washington Nationals, 25-34, 12-9 at home. We're at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Get over to the weather here in D.C. We have 82 Fahrenheit, 10.3 miles per hour left to right, and then it's out to right field within an hour. It does die down though. Opens up at 10.3. By the end of the game, it's 7.2 miles per hour. Let's see what Ballpark Pal feels about the spot here, and it's minus 8% home runs. Wow, interesting. Minus 8 and minus 7% runs. So that's pretty interesting. Billy Friedrich says it's Jake Irvin a day. Brizzy asking Sharpie if he likes Eflin over 17.5 outs. Joey Marinaccio liking the Nats here. Sean Pulliam on the other side. And I can understand the look on the Nats. Hitting 291 with an 801 OPS versus lefties since May 1st. And you have Tommy Henry coming off a spectacular performance. We know that Tommy Henry has a very high upside, but I don't know exactly what kind of pitcher he is right now. And he's coming off a spectacular performance. 7 innings, 2 hits, no one runs, 7 Ks, 2 walks in a 6-0 win at home. He looked excellent in that spot against the Padres. On the road, he's only thrown 15 2/3, so the sample size is very small, but he's had a tougher time there. 5.74 ERA, 274 opponent's batting average. The last start was very, very good. Going up against Jake Irvin, coming off a 9-3 loss at the Dodgers. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 earned runs, 8 hits, 1 homer, 3 Ks, 1 walk. And he struggled at home, again, in a very small sample size. Stimmy OG is on the over 9.5. 15 2/3, 0-2, 7.47 ERA, 246 opponent's batting average. Diamondbacks versus righties, 252, 771 OPS. Nats versus lefties, as I said, 291, 801 OPS. So they both hit the opposite sides. Diamondbacks bullpen 3.80 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, while the Nats bullpen has been struggling. Let's go over to the line history and the cash flow for this spot. First off, line history wise, a big move to the Washington Nationals. Is it at Pinnacle as well? Yes, 14-cent move to the Washington Nationals. So a big move to the Nationals. And let's go over to the total here. We have, where is it? Here we go. Big move to the over. Big move to the over. It's gone from 9.5 to 10. It moved to 10 at 8:12 this morning. And that's where we stand right now. Slightly juiced to the under. So we have a move to the over and a move to the Nationals. Let's see if the cash flow correlates with this. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go. So we have 24% of the tickets and 79% of the cash on the Nationals. That's very appealing. And then 67% of tickets and 70% cash on the under, and yet this line's moving towards the over. So this is a tricky one. I have no action on it. Maybe Pistol Pete can shine some light. Diamondbacks Nationals, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about a run in the first inning, yes, at just minus 117 at Pinnacle. You know, Henry's obviously last start was excellent, but was getting hit before that. It's a little bit of a wild card what to expect from here, and Irvin is also vulnerable. So I think I'll make that official. That's a Pinnacle line, minus 117. Run in the first inning, yes, minus 117, even though it's at Washington, which is not the greatest place to bet that, but I'll take it. Run in the first inning, yes, minus 117. And as far as the side is concerned, even with Irvin, my numbers indicate that Washington, as a decent-sized home dog, would be the play, and the total is pretty much unbettable as far as I'm concerned. Actually, lean to the under, but I don't agree with that at all. But slightly to the under.
Yeah, This one makes me uncomfortable. Williams Wrestling with very kind words. Thank you. Same with Chase White. Thank you guys for your support. It means so much to us. Gifted Cartels on the Diamondbacks minus 1.5 says Irvin is trash. The big market move is concerning, and I will not be involved. Let's move on to 7:05 p.m. Eastern. This was one where I was a little nervous. Look, I'm a little nervous about my belief that Clark Schmidt is much better than his numbers indicate. I'm a little nervous about the take, but I have it. And I was interested in the Yankees and the under in this spot. I didn't pull the trigger in a game with the White Sox and Yankees involved. I really wanted to know what the market was going to indicate. The White Sox still 10-20 on the road. Yankees coming back now 19-13 at home and starting to put together a pretty nice looking record. Let's take a look at the weather first to get started here in the Bronx. We have, where is it here? I don't know. Sorry, give me a second. Here we go. 74 Fahrenheit, 10.6 miles per hour to right field. That dies down to 7.4 by the end of the game, always out to right field. See what Ballpark Pal says about Yankee Stadium here. Minus 3% home runs and minus 5% runs. It's a little surprising. Rocco Rogers is on Schmidt over 5.5 Ks. Cuban Wayne Gretzky on the Volpe bomb. Billy Friedrich says Giolito bad on the road. Brandon Great looking at Giolito Ks and Steve G on Yankees run line. Rocco Rogers on Schmidt over 5.5 Ks. And Billy Friedrich says he's betting against his White Sox. He has the Yankees first 5 minus half at plus 100. And Strom Pulliam also on the Yankees money line. Giolito going up against Clark Schmidt. Let's take a look at the line history and then touch on the pitchers and then hand it over to Pistol Pete for the money line. A big move towards the White Sox. 15-cent move towards White Sox. They've gone from plus 146 to plus 131. The Yankees have got an 18-cent move away from them, minus 160 to minus 142. So we have a big move towards the White Sox. Let's take a look at the total here in this one. And this initially went to the over. This opened up at 8:35 this morning, and there was a 10 cents of movement in the first hour and a half. And now the under is being bet. So we're sitting at under 8.5. What was the full line move? Sorry, let me just because I'm very interested in that under. The full line move now to the under is not. It's been a 1 cent move to the over. So we have a big move to the White Sox and the total really staying where it's at. Let's see what the cash flow is. 52% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on the Yankees, and the market's moving briskly towards the White Sox. Total wise, you have 84% of the tickets on the over and 39% of the cash. Look, I love those numbers on the under and now the White Sox, which was not my original spot. I love 16% of tickets, 61% of cash on the under. I just wish it was actually moving more briskly towards the under. BJ says bad spot for the Yankees after that West Coast trip. Rocco Rogers believes Judge is out. Explains the move to Sox. And Rick J says no Judge. He's out. And Dad Fence says no Aaron Judge. He doesn't play the Yankees. Okay. So quickly with Giolito, he's coming off a 7-3. What was it? I don't have the whether it was a win or loss. I apologize. But 5 innings for it, 3 runs, 2 homers, 5 Ks, 2 walks at home versus the Angels last start. 4.08 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. He's been bad on the road, as Billy Friedrich implied. 5.68 ERA, 292 opponents, batting average over 31 2/3. Clark Schmidt looked excellent in that last start against Seattle. We had the first 5 under and the full game under in that game. Unfortunately, I didn't eat the juice on the first 5 with Seattle. I love George Kirby bouncing back. And, I like Clark Schmidt, but I had it -0.5, and it was 0-0 after 5. White Sox versus righties, 231, 659 OPS. Yankees versus righties, 246, 759 OPS. And both bullpens have been very, very good. For this game, we have a ringer, star of Say Hey Plays of the Day. This is his Say Hey Play of the Day. Please welcome from San Antonio, Texas, a man known for his Jose Bouquet. Jose, how are you?
Doing well. Woke up on the right side of the bed this morning after a nice day yesterday, so that was nice. Pete's rousing intro obviously got me fired up, so shout out to you, Pete. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, of course. Pete gets to and Pete had a good week himself. He saw Nasty Nate bar hopping.
Yeah. No, things are okay. Things are not. I got my Jimmy Gomez gift here that makes me happy. My Joe Burrow rookie card that he gave me in the San Antonio get together. So everything's pretty good. Yeah. Not bad.
How was your bar hopping, by the way? I haven't heard any.
Quite fun. It was quite fun. At the end of the night, I was yelling at these 25-year-olds about the nature of humility and humbleness, and it was quite enjoyable on the Lower East Side.
I'm sure they took that message well.
They fucking hugged me when I left. I was like, I gotta go, and they hugged me.
Oh, that's perfect.
Fun as hell. That was when Nasty Nate had already dipped out.
Jose, take us to the rack here. White Sox, Yankees, your play of the day is?
I'm on the under 8.5, -113 on our friends at Bet Online. I haven't tweeted anything out, so if there's anything better, shout out to them. But I like the under here. Shout out to the money and whatnot that I'm using now. Finally, I feel like I've come out of the dark ages of gambling, and now I'm here into the light. You mentioned it, 84% of the bets on the ye old over, but 61% of the cash on the under. I'll take the under here. That's plain and simply. I don't love Clark Schmidt. I don't love Lucas Giolito on the road. But I'll say this now. Here's what hypothesis of the day. Aaron Judge, broken toe. He's not going to be in a lineup like everyone's saying. I think he'll probably hit the IL with a broken toe. I'll be interested to see if that happens. And when Aaron Judge is not in the Yankees lineup, this team just turns into a stone-cold under squad. And, of course, the White Sox suck at hitting. We know that. And Clark Schmidt, who I think is not a good pitcher, can he just take out a 29th best offense in baseball last 2 weeks, 56 weighted runs created plus against righties? I sure hope so. So under.
I think your breakdown on Clark Schmidt is wrong.
We definitely differ. You think the Yankees are very good at picking pitchers, and I think they stink, obviously. So.
But I think your take on the under is sharp. I'd like to get involved. I may just do that. Take it away, Pete.
Yeah, my numbers say Yankees, but I'm not gonna pull the trigger on it. And the total, slightly to the under, but I'm not gonna pull the trigger on that either. It's a little bit of a weird game. I know that Judge is probably out or certainly out. I'm assuming he's gonna be out. I'm just gonna pass. Don't like taking the Yankees this big a favorite in this spot, but the numbers I look at indicate that that's the way to go. But I'm going to pass.
It makes me nervous to see DC Capper on the over. Noli No says Schmidt deals again. I watched that entire Yankees-Mariners game, and, I had a lot invested in it. And I know the Mariners aren't strong with the sticks, but Schmidt had enormous movement, was in complete control, and he looked excellent. So I'm going to join you. I'm going to join you on that under. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to roll with you on that under. Jose, what did you get, or have you tweeted it out yet?
I haven't tweeted anything out. -113 at our friends on Bet Online.
So right now the -110 at Penny may be the best we can get, and it looks like it is. So under 8.5 -110 for Jose. I like that spot.
And we're against each other on another spot later on the card that you'll have me on, unfortunately.
No, I knew I'm. There's been a huge market move to your Red Sox, and like, what am I supposed? Like, it is what it is. Thank God I didn't double up because, I almost doubled up. So yeah, no, I'm very, very uncomfortable about that spot.
Yeah, it's not fun being the center of trade rumors all week. So we'll see how that happens.
All right, I like it. So Pete staying off, but I will be joining Jose on that under 8.5. Nice job. All right, let's roll on. Next up, we head to PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oakland Athletics now 5-26 on the road, 12 wins out of 62 baseball games. At the Pittsburgh Pirates, 32-27, 16-13 at home. BJ has given us a 2-team parlay at +127. It includes the Pirates money line and the Braves money line. Gifted Cartel says Caprillion is trash. His road ERA is over 10. He's on the Pirates -1.5. Caprillion's last start wasn't that bad, and his last road start was good. It was at Houston. I don't have it in front of me, but I know he allowed 1 run over 5 innings. But I can understand anybody wanting to fade a Caprillion. I think his last 2 starts have been, quite a bit better. Now, again, when we talk about Caprillion's road ERA, he's only had 11 1/3 innings on the road. So yes, 13 earned runs, 3 home runs. Yeah, it's been bad. James Caprillion going up as our guy Billy Friedrich says against Helen Mitch Keller. We're big fans of Helen here. See no evil, hear no evil, or just hear no evil, I guess. But very, very talented pitcher and gorgeous. 7-1, 3.25 ERA, 1.08 WHIP, 93 Ks and 74 2/3. Being beaten up last 2 starts. 9-4 win at the Giants last out. 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 8 Ks, 1 walk. Look at Wine Time. Wine Time knows what it is and what it isn't. Says just an absolute smoke show. Yeah. Oh, no, you're right. Here we go. Caprillion versus Keller. A's since May 1st aren't hitting righties. 198, 586 OPS. That's the worst in the league. Pirates versus righties, 228, 671 OPS. A's bullpen's been bad. 5.69 ERA, 1.47 WHIP. And Pirates bullpen, 3.99 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. So we'll start quickly with the weather and touch on the line movement and the cash flow, and then hand it over to Pete. Weather-wise here in Pittsburgh, 76 Fahrenheit, 13.7 miles per hour to right center. Goes down to 9.6, but it's blowing out, and it's warm. Let's go over to the Ballpark Pal, because I don't remember Ballpark Pal having it that much. Yeah, look at this. -9% home run rate and +1% runs. That's fascinating. You would have thought it was a lot more than that. Vital says A's in the first 5 are 9-22 on the road, -13 units with a -38% ROI. Johnny K says a stupid juice on a shit team. Let's pull up that juice associated with the Buccos. First off, the cash flow on the first off, the line move on the Pirates. They opened up, and there's been a big move towards them. This opened up at Pinnacle at -222 yesterday at 2:50 p.m. They're now -257. We don't see that always in A's games, the big move to the opposition, but we see it here, a 35-cent move towards the Pittsburgh Pirates. From a total perspective, this opened up at 8.5, juice to the under. Actually, this opened up at 8 at Pinnacle. Wow, I didn't realize it opened up at 8. And it didn't move till 8.5 till 9:53 p.m. I didn't realize that. It's now at 8.5 juice to the over. So we've had a big move towards the over in this. Billy Friedrich says A's first 5 team total under 1.5 at a juicy -137. Vitalis says also another record for the A's last night, 15 straight away game losses. Robert Franklin looking at Mitch Keller over 7.5 Ks. Markel looking at the Pirates -2.5. And Troy Torrance says when the home team opens up between -225 and -250 and market moves towards them, they're 10-1 straight up with an average win of 4 runs. So let's just take a look at the cash quickly here on this one. We have 87% of the tickets, 85% of the cash on the Pirates. Usually we see bigger bets on the A's. That's not happening here. Looks like the Sharps have given up or lost too much money. And then 64% of tickets, but just 53% cash on the over. Take it away here, Pete. You do a nice job with the A's on the road over the last few years. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take Pittsburgh at this line, and I agree with you. Kaprelian is bad, but definitely, not. I predict that going forward, he will be not as bad as a lot of people think he will be. Like you said, his last 2 starts were terrible, but 2 starts before that, they were decent. And that tells me that if he can, his stuff is still there from what I've seen. And that tells me if he can, make a tweak or 2 here, he can rise to respectability. Still not a guy that I want to be betting on, but not quite an auto fade, and certainly not at this line. At -140, of course, I'd be all over Pittsburgh. At -240, no, I'm not going to. Thinking about the Oakland team total under, though, and that's just, just hoping that that Keller bounces back in a major way from his 2 kind of crappy road starts, which I think he is more likely than not to do, at least based on my numbers. I don't like, again, like taking unders in at Pittsburgh this year has not been the same as what it has been in years past. But I think I'll do it again. It's 3.5 -132 at Pinnacle. Other places have worse numbers, but that's what I'm thinking about. Oakland team total under,
but not official.
I don't know what are people saying here.
Rick J, first 5 -1 is -129. Not saying that he's on, just saying that that's the situation. Yeah. Piker says it's about a 75% probability territory, which is over 300. -260 is a fair price, he says.
Yeah, I mean, if you give me a free play, I'd put it on Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not actually going to bet it. Yeah, I mean, Keller should. All right, I'll take it. I'll take the under 3.5 -132 as an official play. Oakland team total under 3.5 -132.
A's team total under 3.5 at -132 for Pistol Pete Loshak. This is a stay away spot for me, but BJ going big on Pirates and the Braves. We move on to the Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario. Last night was a debacle, and the problem at this point is there's nothing they can do. There's with Manoah, like there's no one to replace him. It's a bad spot right now with them, and I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but they got to do something. And here we go. Astros, Blue Jays. We'll get Tone Miggins to get us rolling here. Tone Miggins is heavily involved in this game, but he also gave us a couple WNBA plays, as did Tori Coker. So I'm going to pop both of their action in the WNBA into the chat, just so I remember to do it. Here we go. Pop it into the chat. These are our guys. Tone Miggins, first off, and then Tori Coker. Let me just put the asterisk so you can tell the difference of their action. Those are their WNBA spots right now. Tone Miggins is on Altuve home run at +430. McCormick home run at +580. He's on the Astros team total over 3.5 at -120. That's his levels play today. And he's on the Astros first 5 and full game as well. Astros, Blue Jays in the Rogers Center. Hunter Brown, 5-2, 3.61 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 74 Ks and 62 1/3, 20 walks, 4 home runs. He was, I was involved in the under with Hunter Brown and Louis Varland in the last start. And Hunter Brown almost got us through it. He was clearly struggling, but he, fought. And then Mushinski came in from the bullpen and allowed the 2 runs to screw over the first 5 under. It was disappointing. He went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 8 Ks, 2 walks. But you could see he was battling out there, and I was still somewhat impressed with the performance. But it was his toughest performance to date. On the road, he's thrown 35 2/3. He's 4-0 with 3.28 ERA, 235 opponent's batting average. It's beautiful weather up here in Toronto, so we know that this roof is going to be open. Let's take a look at the weather here. 69 Fahrenheit, 12.6 miles per hour in, between 12.6 and 10 miles per hour in. Let's see what Ballpark Pal thinks of the weather here in Toronto. And where Roger saying, here we go. It's hot. The ball travels so much better with the roof open. So you're still getting, even with the wind blowing in like that, still getting plus 1% home run and the even in the runs situation here. Steve G says the Toronto bats are getting hot. Kevin Gausman is excellent. We know that. Last start was a thing of beauty. 3-1 win at home versus the Brewers. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 11 Ks, 2 walks. It really aggravated me in his last start because there was a market move towards the Brewers and Freddie Peralta, and I just didn't bet the game like an ass. And Gausman was electric. Spenny had laddered his Ks, and a lot of people made a lot of money, and I didn't. At home, he's been unbelievable, which is the opposite of last year. Last year at home, he struggled, and on the road, he was unbelievable. 36 2/3, 1-0, 1.72 ERA, 206 opponents batting average. LJ from H-Town says Astros plus monies. Plus monies? Let's go. First 5 money line, 17-3-3, first 5 on the road. Piker says, I've got the Jays as a slight fade, no value here for me by my calculator. First 5 money line with a free play, but he's off. Jay's final take, Astros plus 125. He's going a unit and a half on that. Now, Jay is from the 6, so he's betting against his hometown team. Slatsy says Gausman coming up throwing 115 pitches. Astros aren't the Twins. I bet on Gausman big last start, but not sure tonight. Sharpie says Brown is coming off the most pitches ever pitched in a game in his young career. To me, that is a stay off the next game. As more often than not, it's not good. Grayson Rodriguez went to the IL the next game. Dad Fence says Jays, and Beefy Bet stayed off of this spot. So since May 1st, Astros 253, 742 OPS versus righties. Blue Jays 280, 791. Both have very similar numbers from the bullpen. Pretty good numbers. Let's just quickly look at this line history and then hand it over to Loshak in this Gausman Brown spot. Move over here. We have, take a second. Here we go. We have the Jays opening up at minus 135. They're now minus 128. So we have a 7-cent move to the Houston Astros. 7-cent move to the Astros. From a total that's not Pinnacle. Sorry, let's move over back to Pinnacle. From a total perspective here, we have a bunch of books at 8, not Pinnacle. Pinnacle moved to 7.5. Now, they've moved to 7.5 a few times. They moved at 8:23 a.m., and by 9:48, they were back at 8. They moved again at 10:13 a.m. By 10:30, they were back at 8. But they're at 7.5 right now, expecting a nice performance from both Hunter Brown and Kevin Gausman. And from the cash flow standpoint here, we have 75% of the tickets, 91% of the cash on Toronto, and a 7-cent move towards the Astros, which screams Astros are no bet to me. 64% of the tickets, 73% of cash on the under. And I bet you they're still hanging 8 at bet 365. I bet you it's minus 120 to the under, and that's exactly it. So there's still lots of 8s available. If you want to pay a dime, Juice, take it away, Pete. Very interesting one at the Rogers Center. Hunter Brown, Kevin Gausman, Astros, Jays.
Yeah, well, I didn't bet it. My initial thought was based on the numbers was Toronto as a small favorite, but now I'm seeing there's been kind of a move to Houston. Is that correct?
That is correct. 7 cents of movement, even though 91% of the cash at this point is on the Jays. That's
not great to see. I still trust my numbers more. I'd love to pull the trigger on Toronto here and first 5. But I don't know. Why not? I mean, I should. Yeah, Gausman's last start was awesome. High pitch count. But Hunter Brown is definitely, something's a little bit up with him right now. And my projections for him here are also another mediocre start. So I definitely like Toronto here. First 5 in full game, even though the numbers, only like it a team that I look at. Could be wrong. I want to pull the trigger on it, but not sure if I will.
Market moved against Gausman last start. He was spectacular.
Yeah.
But 91% of the cash. I'm just going to trust the market here and unfortunately stay off. A man who's not staying off is our Razor Sharp Picks. Razor moving on the Houston Astros. Gambler's first glance. Razor Sharp Picks in effect. Razor, I cannot wait to be capping with you Saturday for the Belmont Steak Special. Emily knows leaning under. The under is something I could come around to. I still don't trust our bullpen, but maybe I should get over that. I could come around on the under. That's something that I could get involved in. Pete, are you going to move on anything?
Nah, I'm going to hold off.
What do you think of this first 5 total at 4?
Oh, the first 5 total at 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gossman's a little bit like better second time through the lineup than first time, so I wouldn't want to take a no run in the first or a first 3 under. When Gossman gets going, he has like really strong middle innings. So I kind of like that, maybe live bet it to see how things turn out after the first inning, and then maybe take a bet on Toronto, after the first time through the order for Gausman, something like that, and get a sense of how Hunter Brown's doing. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I'm going to stay off, but free play would definitely be on Toronto.
Pinnacle has done nothing but move towards this first 5 under. Mm-hmm. They opened it at 4.5 at 2:47 p.m. By 3:08 p.m., they moved it to 4. At that point, the under 4 was plus 103. There's just been constant movement towards this under, and now it's at minus 114.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning under as well. Toronto and the under.
I think Hunter Brown steps up here. I know that Gausman is just a hell of a pitcher, and he's had this tendency since we signed him to pick up the Jays when they need it most. And what up, Vipe, my man? Great to see you. Troy just moved on the Astros money line. I am going to move on the first 5 under 4.
Yeah, I don't mind that first 5 under at all.
Sharpie says Pete makes so much sense with Wade on Gausman for the first, as he doesn't use his splitter on side sessions. And It's a field pitch that at times doesn't come till the second or third inning. That's great stuff.
Hell yeah. A compliment from Sharpie. Hell yeah.
And Billy Friedrich, Brown has to start using camouflage. LJ says Hunter Brown always steps up. He's a dog.
Yeah, no, I mean, when he first came up to the majors, I was auto betting him every time, and the opposing team's team total under first 5 for sure.
I like it. Joe Yurkovich is on the Jays first 5, so if that could give you enough confidence to pull the trigger. Joe,
man, that first 5 under. What number are you getting, Jim?
I'm getting 4 at minus 110. It's minus 114 a penny. I imagine if I don't bet it now, and if I wait till the end of the show, it'll be minus 115.
Yeah, I'll go on that one with you. All right. What is that?
Well, I think
Houston Jays first 5 under 4 minus 110.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. No, that looks like it is the best, actually. Minus 110. You know what? Wow. Is the Sports Interaction still doing that? It's telling me that Sports Interaction is way behind. Let me just pull this up and see if this is I bet you this isn't stale. I bet you we can get you that first 5 under 4 minus 103 right now. Let me just pull it up here quickly. We have Astros. Here we go. And first 5 innings. Wow. It's exactly that. Can get you that first 5 under 4 at minus 103. Loshak is on.
And you're taking that too, right, Jim?
Well, I don't have. I actually do have an account at Sports Interaction. I just haven't put money in there in a long time. But I'm going to bet the minus 110.
I'll take. No, fuck that. I'm not going to take an off-market line. I'll take the 110 with you. Solidarity here, Jimmy the Bag. If you're going down at minus 110, I'm going down at minus 110.
You got it locked in, my friend. Nufflashan says, how many times have I said, just like with San Francisco, Gausman is a great live bet. You will know if the splitter is a go right away. Oh, yes. And Billy Friedrich has it minus 108 at Bookmaker current.
Oh, that we can take. Shout out to Billy Friedrich. That I'm willing to take.
All right. You guys are locked in. I like it. Okay. We're locked in. That was great stuff. Great work here. Okay, let's move on to the next spot on the board, and this is the one where I got hurt badly. If I can beat the market move, on what percent should it be, Pete? Do you think for us to try to beat the market move? Because this is a market move that went heavy against me. What percent should we be beating the market move if we get in the night before?
Wait, I'm sorry. What should we be? You be beating it?
What percent should we be beating the market move? 80% of the time, 60% of the time. What should we be aiming at?
Well, you're aiming for 100%. What's the question?
Well, this went against me. I just because I'm starting to track when I beat the market move and when I lose to the market move because I wasn't betting the night before too often. I wanted the market to indicate what to do. What percentage should I be looking for?
I don't know. I mean, like I told you, so I started tracking it very religiously when the MLB market started getting a little bit screwy. And like I told you, my biggest the bets that I made that beat the move by the biggest amount were my worst category, and the bets where where either the market beat me or there was no significant movement were my most profitable bets. So you always want to beat the move. But at this point in time, as far as I'm personally concerned, I don't. I trust my capping. Not that I don't look at the moves, and not that I don't respond to them sometimes. But it's based on what you do and why, and you need to figure that out. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah. This one is about as bad as I've ever been. This was just This is just atrocious. I had an idea that. So, last night, this opened up at 247 with the Tribe at minus 123. By 9:37, the Tribe were minus 127. And I like a pitcher that I believe in off of a bad start. I love it. And now the Tribe's minus 101.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a horrific swing and miss by me. There's been a 22-cent move towards the Boston Red Sox in this spot. From a total perspective, this opened up at 8 and it actually opened up at 8.5. Look at that. Opened up at 8.5 at Pinnacle and was there for 45 minutes before it moved to 8. It's now at 7.5. So we've a huge move to the under, which would tell me that both pitchers pitch well. So then why would there be this big move on the Red Sox? There's my guy Swiss Horton in the house. So let's take a look at everything. First, we're going to talk about the weather here in Cleveland. Let's get over there first and foremost. 68 Fahrenheit, 11.9 miles per hour in, goes down to 9.8 miles per hour. So it's blowing in pretty heavy, and still we're sitting here at Progressive Field with just a minus 5% run rate, but minus 16% home run rate. So that's big. So we've done the line history here for that and the total. So all we need is the cash flow, and then I'll set just a very, very quick table here. Cash flow-wise in this one, you have 51% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on Boston. And that was the same situation when there was only a few tickets counted. And I was like, well, that's going to work itself out. It hasn't. 56% of the tickets and 82% of cash on the over, which tells me I wish I only moved on the under. Slow Jams Arsenal says the value on the under is gone now. The over is in play. Troy Torrance, Red Sox, and the under. But Arthur Mead's on the over in this spot. So James Paxton coming off 5-4 loss at home versus the Reds. He was good against the Reds in at Fenway against a team that was hitting lefties hard. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 1 walk, 4.26 ERA, 1.26 whip, 27 Ks in 19 innings. We've heard from Jose, who's going to be joining us here in a second, about his velocity being very strong. Bieber coming off an awful start, 12-8 win at the Orioles, 4 innings, 7 earned runs. At home, he's only thrown 25 1/3 of 75 innings this year. And that's why I believe he's better than his numbers indicate. 2.49 ERA, 231 opponent's batting average. Red Sox are hitting 261, but with no power, 740 OPS first righties since May 1st. Guardians, 257 with a 722 OPS first lefties. They're actually hitting lefties. They're not hitting righties at all. Guardians bullpen is elite, 2.83 ERA, 1.14 whip since May 1st. Red Sox bullpen has struggled. Grit and grind on the first 5 under. Robert Franklin on the Red Sox first 5. Billy Friedrich says James Paxton was good in that movie Trespass. Jay Peasy says, I've been watching Boston play bad baseball. Does the market move help the Sox play better baseball? Is the question from Jay Peasy. Let's bring on star of Say Hey plays of the day, his baseball team in play at Progressive Field. Jose, take it away for us here. Talk to us why you are also with Justin McElvey on the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, and I'm also on Troy Torrance's side too, Red Sox and the under. I bet both minus 105 under, even money at 7.5. A little behind, I guess, on the market move, but it's fine. I still believe in the Red Sox here. Obviously, the thing that everyone's going to talk about is the Red Sox fucking throwing the baseball around like a bunch of jackasses and having that Little League home run. It's typically what they do. They've been a horrible defensive team the last like 2 years. But, they've had your classic, your players only meeting, et cetera, get back together. Didn't help them yesterday. They lost to a good Rays team in McClanahan, whatever. But simply, the Red Sox offense, I think, is just better than what anything the Guardians can put up here, I think. And Bieber obviously is good, but he's been the center of trade talks this entire week. Everyone in baseball knows that they're even no matter where the Guardians are this year, first place, second place, last place, they will be trading Shane Bieber this year. That is almost a guarantee because this is how they operate. They've got 1.5 years left of control on Shane Bieber, and they can't wait till next year because they're going to get a diminished return. And, I think that affects players all in different ways. Maybe it affects them here. I think the Red Sox offense can get to Bieber for a couple of runs. The Guardians aren't going to put up anything because they suck. So the Red Sox win a low-scoring ball game here.
Makes sense to me. I don't want the under at this point at 7.5, but makes sense to me. Sharpie in the house says he can't remember the last time losing day on the Balking Dead, up another 2 units yesterday. That's at 3:10 p.m. Eastern. What do you think? Vital says 91% of the cash on the Red Sox. Says Paxton going to throw a no-hitter. What do you think of this big move that I did not foresee and makes me look stupid towards the Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like, Boston and the under. Paxton is, you see this profile a lot, a guy with good velocity, gets strikeouts, but gives up hard contact and home runs, and that is what Paxton is right now. Again, it's because he's coming back from his injuries and stuff. It's not exactly sure what to expect from him as he gets stretched out, start out week in and week out. But I think this is a relatively good spot for him because the Guardians are not the kind of team that is likely to push a guy with those weaknesses, and probably is likely to be the kind of team that is going to be vulnerable to his strength. And Bieber, he has outpitched his peripherals for a while, but I think things are getting kind of iffy now. His strikeouts are going down. I still think he's fine, but a guy who I don't mind fading. So as a dog, I definitely like Boston, and very slightly into the under as well.
This is a classic spot for you, Jim. I'm surprised you weren't on the under. I know you're on the Guardians, whatever, but this is reverse line movement central, with 82% of the money on the over, and we've gone to 8 to 7.5. That's like the big flashing red light.
Oh, definitely. I wouldn't. I have to be ahead of some of these moves. I can't take that 7.5 right now.
And Dan Kelly making important comments about hanging out at the lake house. I'm copying and pasting these comments. Dan Kelly, shout out to Dan Kelly, copying and pasting comments about hanging out at the lake house. Thank you very much, Dan Kelly.
Is that a Cleveland, Ohio lake house?
No. We'll figure it out. I've got copy and pasted right here. Thank you, Dan Kelly.
If you invite Pete somewhere, he'll show up, guys.
Oh, definitely.
Things have changed. Yeah, things have changed. I love it. I can't wait to be back in San Antonio with everybody. But here, I think what happened, Jose, was that I was so embarrassed or whatever about the market move that I was just frozen.
Fair.
I was just like,
I like to use these adjectives with yourself. They make me chuckle.
Well, it's facts. I was just like, I guess it just kind of froze me. So clearly I'm on the wrong side here, but
not necessarily.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to buy off of it, and just it is what.
Yeah, you definitely should not buy off it, Jimmy the Bag. I mean, I had my breakdown. The market moved. Everyone's giving their opinions, but Bieber is still. I mean, Paxton is still a guy who is questionable, to put it mildly, and Bieber is still a guy who is, I would say, most of the time reliable.
Wow, Dan Kelly just dropped the Addy too in the chat, so we really are all showing up.
Wow.
He just fucking doxed himself in the comment section. Holy shit. Oh my God, dude. Bro. Holy shit. Okay.
Hey, Dan, I start those comments, my man. I'm already started the comments. So I'm excited now.
Copied and pasted. Dan Kelly. Holy shit.
All right. Okay. All right. Sean Pulliam also with the Nerfy parlay of the day here. But Jose, did you tweet out your action? Or are you getting these numbers now?
Yeah, I tweeted out my action right before I got in here now. So I got the Red Sox money line minus 105 and under 7.5 at evens. Also, I know you like this. You like this stuff, Jimmy. The 99% fade now is what we've moved on to, I guess. Okay. You know, fading all the 99% spots last 2 days. 3-1 so far. 3-1. So and those spots today, and typically I think they work better with totals. I don't know why, but this is just our early experiments so far. We'll see. But Phillies, Tigers, 96% of the money on the under. I'm going to be betting the over. And the Cubs game, Cubs Angels, 99% of the money on the over. I will be on the under there. So I tweeted that out, under 9.5 at even money and over 9 at minus 113. The best one of these spots, the most like satisfactory one so far was yesterday. Cardinals Rangers. Every one of their moms was on the under 10 or over 10. I bet the under 10. I didn't sweat for a second. So. Oh
yeah, I saw that you did that. You were in complete control.
Yeah, so that's as we grow and learn as a capper, we'll be tracking that stuff and then seeing how it goes. But early successes so far. We'll see.
Nice job, sweet tea tits.
All right, Jim, you can make this official for me. Boston first 5 innings minus 105. Current line at Heritage. It's obviously moving. Pinnacle and Bet Online and other places have worse lines, but I'll take the Heritage line. Red Sox first 5 minus 105.
And I'll mention this as well. That skunt Martin Drexler is not putting enough juice in his fucking horses.
I've noticed that he's dropped off as well.
Yeah, he's not putting enough juice in his fucking bags.
Or he's just being watched really, really closely right now.
Yeah, he's an asshole, man. I'm down with the local now because of his ass, and I'm thinking about, I'm probably going to bet the fucking Red Sox here with my local in the under. I'm going to sweat my dick off, because those bets mean a lot more, because obviously betting with credit is a lot of fun. But yeah, and another thing I haven't gotten to yet, obviously 99% spots, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if that, counts for first fives too. We'll see how that goes, because I've been betting full games. Yesterday, everyone was on, or there was a big line movement toward the Astros. I bet that as well. I'm on the Astros again here today. I don't know if I'm doubling up on these spots yet, but we'll see how that all operates as well.
Well, you're making a nice run. So keep climbing, my man. Keep climbing. All right, let's roll on. Next, we hit Ohio. Los Angeles Dodgers 35-25, 15-15 on the road at Cincinnati Reds 27-33, 15-17 at home. We're in the Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio. We've talked about a lot of negative weather spots. This is not one of them. This is set up for a nice offensive day in Cincy. 83 Fahrenheit, 10.7 miles per hour out to right center, dies down to 8.2 miles per hour. There's Millsy in the house. What up, Millsy? Great to see you, man. We got a bunch of great cappers just joining us right now. TNT, Cheshire Cat, Millsy, Jorge, don't play. We have Tony Gonsolin here against Luke Weaver, and according to Ballpark Pal, we have plus 12% in runs, plus 27% in home runs. Only one field has better numbers than that, and of course, that is Coors Field. Christopher Tate looking at Cincinnati money line. Rick J looking to take LA first 5 minus a half. We have Gonsolin going up against Weaver. Let's move over to the line history here for this spot, and this one is a fun one. First off, we have a move here. The Dodgers opening up at minus 183. They're now minus 170. So a 13-cent move away from them. So we have a move towards the Cincinnati Reds. Let's take a look at the total here. We have a move towards the Reds, and we have a move towards the over. This opened up at 10 at minus 108. By 10:35 p.m., this was at 10.5. Then it moved back to 10. And at 8 this morning, back to 10.5, where it has remained. Right now, it's at 10.5 minus 105. So we have a move to the over and a move to the Reds. Let's see if the cash flow correlates with that action here. We have 37% of the tickets and 89% of the cash on Luke Weaver and the Cincinnati Reds. We have 53% of the tickets and 91% cash on the over. So this is pretty clear here. We have, sharp action, big bets, and the market concerned on both the Reds and the over. Surprise with Tony Gonsolin on the bump. He's only thrown 35 2/3 this year, but he's looked great. 1.77 ERA, 0.90 whip. Billy Friedrich says Weaver is 60.44% fly ball pitcher. I do not have a Yankee shirt on, Millsy. I would never do that. This is a Pistol Pete Loshak shirt, Millsy.
Yeah, but there was no consultation with, like, why did they even ask me? They're like, what do you think of this? And do you have any ideas, maybe, considering that?
Pistol Pete Loshak, Millsy. Yes, he wears a Yankees hat.
Pete, I'd be interested to hear your shirt ideas.
I'll give you 15 of them. You know what I'm saying? Although, in the fucking AI era, ideas don't even matter anymore. So who the fuck knows? I'll still hit you up with 15 ideas. Let's make a couple.
I'd like to see a mustache Pete Loshak shirt again. That's a snazzy shirt.
I don't fucking know. I just fucking my shirt idea would be just like me on the front of the shirt. That's it. That's the idea. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Well, you know what? Do that face one more time. All right, beautiful. I got it. Thank you.
Tony Gonsolin last start 9-3 win at home versus the Nationals. A very successful 6 innings, 1 earned run, 2 Ks, 2 walks. He's been excellent on the road. Only 20 innings, but it's a 1.35 ERA, 130 opponent's batting average. There's a guy, a Parlangel in the house. What a Parlangel. Luke Weaver, on the other hand, has not looked good this year, but he's looked good lately. Coming on 5-4 win at the Red Sox, won 5 2/3, led 3 runs, 2 homers, 5 Ks, no walks. At home, he's a 5.64 ERA, 258 opponents batting average. Dodgers smashing righties, 257, 77 OPS. Since May 1st. Reds have stopped smashing righties, 239, 706. And both bullpens have struggled. They have struggled. So take it away, Pete. What do you think of this big move towards Los Cincinnati Reds?
Yeah, I guess I would. First of all, these moves in baseball and in hockey and other sports, especially baseball, they're extremely predictable. Doesn't mean they're always correct. The big guys with all of their, we love to bet, $100,000 on shitty teams at huge dog lines. That's not like an automatic smart thing to do. And a lot of them do lose a lot of money doing that. But the line moves are very predictable. Although in this one, I didn't bet it, but at the time that I capped it, I would have definitely taken Cincy with the free play. Weaver is just, not good. Should be vulnerable here. Gonsolin, in general, I like him, but this is not a good spot for him, I don't think. I don't think he's going to get crushed, but this does feel like, at best, one of his 3-run starts. So I think he's going to give up a few. Weaver should give up a few. And, I'd be my initial leans were Cincinnati in the over. And then maybe even a shot with, the first 5 over as well. I haven't bet it yet, and I guess I'm probably going to pass. I probably should have pulled the trigger on Cincinnati, though. I didn't.
DC Capper is not concerned. Dodgers minus 1.5 at minus 120 for him. And Rocco Rogers says Pirates first 5, Dodgers full game at plus 126. Ty Clinton says that's what happened yesterday with the Royals, and they got smashed. Well, this is no-go zone for me. I am not interested. Not interested. Troy says where the line moves have the most correlation with the final result is in value spots. It's a blessing. All right. I am passing. Pete.
Oh my God. But the Dodgers team total over is 2.5 minus 140 first 5. I don't know if I can not take that, Jim.
It is appealing. Appealing.
Wait, let me just can you give me like a second or two to just look at a couple of things here?
Sure. I'll just share Dan Kelly's address one more time.
Yeah, no, I'm going there. I'm going to fucking go there. I'll bring whatever the hell he needs. Food, babes, whatever he needs. I'll pimp it up out there. Get Tim down there, film the whole fucking thing. Who cares if no one sees it?
Williams Wrestling says, Loshak bag is MLB your favorite sport to cap and bet. No, horse racing is for me.
Yeah. I fucking hate MLB, although I do okay with it. But every bet I make and every pick I give out, I feel extremely nervous about. Yeah, Luke Weaver is extremely vulnerable, isn't he? He really fucking is.
He's pitching much better right now, but yeah, Dream Weaver is vulnerable.
He's pitching much better right now?
He is pitching much better right now.
Because of the St. Louis start?
And the Red Sox start.
Yeah, that was all right. He still gave up a couple homers. All right, I'll take that. I'll make that official. I'll take the I can't not do it. The Dodgers first 5 team total over. It's 143 at Pinnacle, but I'll take the Heritage line at minus 140. I will take that as an official play, even though I'd be leaning Cincinnati at the dog line. I'll take the LA Dodgers first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 140. And there's probably a bunch of Dodgers total bases prop bets that I would like in there as well. I'm not going to go over the lineup and identify which, but all the usual suspects. Those are probably all decent bets as well.
Slow Jams Arsenal, our guy says as long as Mookie Betts is in the lineup,
right?
7-5 Dodgers. Jay Peasy says I can't see Luke Weaver holding down the Dodgers at Great American Ballpark.
I could, but at a 60% rate or at a 40% rate, I don't see that. I hear you. Our
guy Jay Peasy.
Shout out to Jay Peasy.
7:20 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, you got that down, Jim? Minus 140?
Yep, got it locked in. New York Mets 30-30, 15-18 on the road at the Atlanta Braves, 35-24, 15-14 at home. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta. Let's take a look at the weather in Atlanta to get started. First off, 88 Fahrenheit, 9.4 miles per hour, right to left, slightly out. Goes down to 7.6, and then it's just right to left by then. Take a look at the ballpark, pal. Is it a minus 1% home run rate and a plus 2% run rate? Let's move over to the line history in this one. Braves, Mets. I took a long look at this game, and I found it very interesting, but I did want to cap it with everybody, and I wanted the knowledge of what the market was doing. This opened up with the Braves minus 155. They're now minus 162, a 7-cent move towards them. This line came out at 2:42 p.m. yesterday, and there was no move towards the Braves. I mean, 8:30 this morning, there'd have been a 3-cent move. That's it. So right now there's been a 7-cent move, smaller than one would have guessed, but Cookie Carrasco has been good of late, and we've made money off of him. Here we go. This total opened up at 9.5. It moved to 10 in 32 minutes. But at 1 a.m, it moved back to 9.5, and it stayed there for about 7.5 hours. It's at 10 right now. So it's gone up a half run. We've had a very slight move to the Braves, and it's gone up a half run. You have 20% of the tickets and 33% of the cash on the Mets. 48% of the tickets and 86% of cash on the over. TNT says that he loves Cookie Carrasco. Julian Cesario agreeing with Nasty Nate, and he's on Braves first 5 in full game. We have a question for Parlangel, Pete. You can answer it when you rock. I'm just going to set it a little bit more of a table, but he says, what's the best way to get around New York? And, it's a subway, right? It's a subway.
Yeah, of course. In fact, when I went down to meet Nasty Nate, I was uptown. He was like, I'm all the way on the Lower East Side. I was like, no problem. Bam, 20 minutes I was there. He's like, how the fuck did you get here so fast? It actually is quite efficient. Hell yeah. Shout out to Nasty Nate.
It is quite efficient. Carlos Carrasco, 2-2, 5.74 ERA, 1.37 whip. But he's looked very good of late. He cashed for us first 5 in full game in his last start against the Phillies. And that was against against Nola. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 4 Ks, 1 walk. Bryce Elder, on the other hand, has been excellent all season long. 1.92 ERA, 1.16 whip. He's allowed 4 home runs in 65 2/3. Last start, he went 7 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 3 walks, and a 2-1 loss at the A's. At home, 2.06 ERA, 258 opponent's batting average. Mets first righty since May 1st, 233, 693 OPS. Braves first righties, 244, 740 OPS. Mets bullpen, 4.55 ERA, 1.22 whip has not been very good. Braves bullpen has been a little better, 3.83 ERA, 1.28 whip. Here we go. Pistol Pete, Mets Braves. Do you have the balls to fade Elder here?
Maybe not. I mean, this is I definitely am looking to fade Elder in upcoming month. Not necessarily fade, but to expect him to get hit a little bit more than he has been. I mean, he's been great so far, and I did like him against Oakland in his last start. I believe that was his last start. But he should definitely be more vulnerable, especially at home in upcoming months, especially against teams with some life to them. Carrasco, though, 2 good starts in a row, which is nice, but I have him as probably very vulnerable here. Don't love the spot for Atlanta, and don't love Don't love betting on a home favorite of this size with a starting pitcher that I'm expecting to regress a little bit. But at this point, who knows? The market's factoring all that in and more. Definitely leaning Atlanta, definitely leaning over, definitely leaning Atlanta, team total overs and all that stuff. And I'll probably make a few of those official right now.
Interesting. Well, this one makes me nervous. I don't know what to. I don't really know what to. I don't know what to do here. This one was one of the ones that just kind of flummoxed me, and I'm going to just let it do that. The no move towards the Braves. I'm now 7 cents, but I mean that's very.
Kelly said Subway is the best unless you're fit and just in Manhattan. Then it's bicycle. Unless no one ever fucking taught you how to ride a bike, in which case that's not a fucking option.
I know. People don't know that about you, Pete, that you've never ridden a bike before.
And I'm certainly sure as hell not going to learn now.
Yeah, but people, some people will be shocked to hear that. Not everybody knows that you've never ridden a bike.
When you're 8 years old and you try to learn how to ride a bike and you break your arm, that's fine. When you're my age, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very interesting side story to Pistol Pete's life that he's never ridden a bike and he's never driven a car.
Let me see. All right, I got to take. Oh my God, Atlanta first 5 team total over. I mean, another no-brainer thing to do. 2.5 minus 130 against Carrasco. If Carrasco holds him down, great. But let me just quickly check Pinnacle. There's no way Pinnacle's at 130. I guarantee you they're at like 138 or something. Let's see. Team total. Yeah, 133. We'll add that one on there. Atlanta, first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 130. Current line at Heritage.
All right. You have, Loshak is on the Braves. First 5 team total over 2.5 at what? Minus 130.
Minus 130.
Minus 130. All right. I am off. Yes. Sadly. But I think that might be a good segment for San Antonio next year.
Yeah. And then Billy Friedrich says, Pete, how do you deal with the regular crazies on the train? Head down, switch cars? No, I just tell them, listen, this is my car. You find another fucking car, find another train. We can do this the hard way or the easy way. I'm the crazy in this train. And usually they just walk off.
Well, that works. Joe Yurkovich has an interesting question. Have you ever ridden a lawnmower?
No, but that I could do. Those things, any four-wheeler I could definitely. That's no problem.
Troy Torrance going to be rolling with us at San Antonio. Next year, San Antonio is going to be banging. There's so many cappers that are going to be going that we've never hung out with. Going for the first time. I can't wait. Okay. Loshak's on the Braves. First 5 team total over 2.5. This makes me nervous. I wonder if you know what? It doesn't. I don't even want. Cookie Carrasco is such a feast or famine pitcher, and he's feasting right now. And I don't really want to fade Elder, and I'm just off. I'm off. Let's move on to 7:40 p.m. Eastern, and we have some correlated action here. Our very own LJ from H-Town is on the Orioles plus 113. He is not the only one on the Orioles at plus 113. Also, Ron Crawford, star of the famed Spreadsheet Play of the Day, also on the Baltimore Orioles. Shout out to our Ron Crawford. He has hit 2 straight Spreadsheet Plays of the Day on our show. Now 17 and 15, hitting at 53.1%, plus 1.88 units, ROI plus 5.88%, average line minus 103. Shout out to Ron. All right, let's attack this game. Troy Torrance already saying that he loves this game. He is on the Baltimore Orioles. Johnny K says Dan might be able to make it. Yeah, man. Sure. I knew I probably shouldn't have written that. I was like, duh. Anytime when you write anything in the chat, you know it's gonna come back to fucking. Why did I do this? I just set myself up like an ass clown. Don't call me sweetheart. Parlay of the day. Arizona, Baltimore, and Texas. Let's copy and paste that right now. We also have a spot for DC Capper. He is on the over 3.5 in this one. I'm going to copy and paste all this. But Christopher Tate on the other side. Christopher Tate is, and look at Billy Friedrich, Orioles, Rangers, Moneyline Parlay. Copy and paste all of this. Let me copy and paste all of this so we can discuss it all. Right under Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today. All right, let's get to work here. American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We know that. God, sorry, I just got to. We know that this will be a roof open spot in Milwaukee. Let's get over to the weather here. 67 Fahrenheit, 10.4 miles per hour left to right, slightly out. 10.4 and 9.4, between 10.4 and 9.4. Here in Milwaukee, we have American Family Field, where we have plus 2% home runs, minus 7% runs. Let's not go into it, man. I fucked myself. Let's go into the line history here in this one. He called us all sweethearts, not just me. He called us all sweethearts. Kyle Gibson going up against Freddie Peralta. We'll start with the money line. And we have it opening up Milwaukee minus 117 and now minus 125. So we have an 8-cent move towards the Milwaukee Brewers. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with from a total scenario. Opened up at 8.5 as a pick'em. And Pinnacle has now moved it to 8. This was moved to 8 at 10:57 this morning. It is juiced to the over, but it's moved to 8 there. So we have a move to the under. And we have a move to the Brewers. What was the move to the Brewers again? Sorry, 8 cents. 8. So we've moved to the Brewers and a move to the under. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. You have 39% of the tickets and 58% of the cash on the Brewers. Then you have 71% of tickets and 60% cash on the over. That is screaming under for me. Troy Torrance for Moneyline or, well, I'll tell you for both, and just so we don't need to wait. The opening spot at Pinnacle yesterday at 2:52 p.m. was the Orioles plus 108 and the Brewers at minus 117. So here we go. Kyle Gibson has been very good lately. Now, last start wasn't the best example. He didn't quite make it to a quality start, but he's been very good. He's been very good for a few starts now in a row. He's 7-3 with a 3.89 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. Has allowed 6 home runs in 71 2/3. Last start, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs and a walk, an 8-5 win at home versus the Guardians. On the road, a little worse than at home, but he has been good. 4-1, 4.25 ERA, 278 opponent's batting average. Freddie Peralta coming off a nice performance in the 3-1 loss to the Chase. He'd been pitching very poorly. The market moved towards him. It was against Gaussman, and it scared me. I was like, is he really going to throw well? He allows 3 runs in the first inning and nary another one for the next 5. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, 2 walks, quality start for Freddie Peralta. He's been better at home than he's been on the road. 3.38 ERA, 248 opponent's batting average. The Orioles are not hitting righties right now. Since May 1st, 242, 712 OPS. Brewers versus righties, 222, 669 OPS. Orioles bullpen is starting to struggle a little bit. Since May 1st, 3.92 ERA, 1.45 WHIP. And the Brewers bullpen has been bad, except, of course, their closer, who is phenomenal. But their bullpen's been bad. 5 ERA, 1.36 WHIP. This one is interesting. Take it away for us, Pistol Pete Loshak, Orioles, Brew Crew, and American Family Field, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, as a dog, I was liking Baltimore, not loving it, but liking it. Peralta obviously has been struggling, but way better at home, as you said. And his stuff indicates that he's probably going to be at least mediocre going forward. Nothing great, but mediocre going forward. Kyle Gibson, not too bad overall. Not great, though. So according to my numbers, Baltimore had some value as a dog, but the recent line move in favor of Milwaukee has me scratching my head a little bit, but still leaning Baltimore here.
Yeah, I guess it'll keep me off of the side. So then we get to the point where should the total be in play? And I think it should. The question is, if we don't trust Milwaukee's bullpen, then do we focus on the first 5? And then we don't have the Orioles bullpen, which hasn't quite been as elite as they started the year. The first 5 is available for me right now. My local juice to the over at -115.
You know what, Jim? You can put on Baltimore first 5 money line plus 119, current line at Pinnacle. You can throw that one on there for me. Orioles first 5 money line plus 119.
All right, let's get that here. I copied and pasted it, a bunch of action here, and it kind of messed me up here. Let me just move over here. Okay, so let's get this for you here. Loshak is on the Orioles first 5, and what was that number at?
Plus 119.
Well, I want the under here. I don't know if I have the balls to double up, but maybe I should just double up here. Let's just go over the market movement once more. This is moved to 8 at Pinnacle. They're the only book that I see that's moved it to 8. Let's go to the first 5 here as well. I like both of these pitchers. And your thoughts on Kyle Gibson for the rest of the season? Is he going to stay around where he's at right now? He's a tricky pitcher to cap.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's going to have his duds. And, pitchers like that are you want to. I never get thrown by a guess that I make that winds up being completely wrong. I feel like I'm going to be right about what to expect from him about 60% of the time or 2/3 of the time, and I think this should be a decent start from him. I think he's going to be not too bad overall. Not great, obviously, and in certain spots will get crushed. Certain spots will be 6 innings or 7 innings in 1 run. And I think I'll be way wrong about 1/3 of the time and roughly right 2/3 of the time.
I think that maybe I should just stay off of the spot. This opened up at 4.5 at 2:52 p.m. By 3:10 p.m. it was at 5. So it took 18 minutes for it to get to 5. And it lasted at 5 until 9:42 a.m. That's just not enough for me. I see the full game's gone from 8.5 to 8 at Pinnacle, which makes it somewhat appealing. But if the first 5 is sort of being bet to the over by sharps, even with limits attached, I don't feel like I have enough. I'm certainly not going to double up here, and I guess I just stay off. All right. Okay. Look at our guy Dan Kelly says, I just sent you guys a message on Twitter. Get back to me. Life's short. Let's have
to put it mildly. To put it fucking mildly. Dan Kelly.
Oh, look at this. Red alert. The Write It Down Pete play of the day. I like Peter because write it down, Peter. I just feel like it gets better. But the Write It Down Pete play of the day, Ryan McMahon home run at plus 560. Wow. He is 3-2. He's up 4.15 units. Let's put this in here. The Write It Down Peter play. Write it down, Peter.
I mean, yeah, I did.
Jarek White, I do think so. He's asking if the other books will follow Pinnacle move to 8. I do think so. But the fact that this opened up at 4.5 and was at 5 within 18 minutes, it just has me concerned enough just to let it go. But if this was already an X's and O's thing that I agreed with or believed in, which I slightly do, then when I see Pinnacle move and Bet365 hasn't, I bet it every single time. And usually if Pinnacle's, let's say Pinnacle's moved to 8 and Bet365 is still at 8.5, they'll be hanging 8.5 minus 120, and I'll pay the 10 cents for it. All right, we move on. 8:05 p.m. Eastern, St. Louis Cardinals 25-36, 13-20 on the road at the Texas Rangers 39-20, 20-8 at home at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. So now we know the situation. I told you guys before because I never knew what was going on in Texas. If it's over 80 Fahrenheit at first pitch, the roof is closed. If it's under 65 at first pitch, the roof is closed. And if the winds are over 20 miles per hour at first pitch, the roof is closed. So here we go. Dan Kelly says, if these guys come to the lake house for a weekend, Will you come down for a day visit? Look at this.
Hell yeah. Dan Kelly on fire with the fucking Dan Kelly, the official commenter of the day for today's show. I'm copying and pasting that one, Dan Kelly. Hell yeah.
So I'm going to believe this, and if anybody sees the first pitch roof open, I'm going to lose my shit. So I'm going to believe what they have stated here. If it's over 80, the roof will be closed. Cardinals, Rangers, Globe Life Field, Matthew Liberatore. It's Liberator, not Liberatore. It's Liberator. 4.91 ERA, 1.36 whip in 11 innings. 9 Ks, 6 walks. His last start, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 Ks, 2 walks in a 4-3 loss. At the Guardians, he didn't look very good in that start. Going up against Dane Dunning, who's looked excellent all year long. 4-1, 2.06 ERA, 1.04 whip, 48 innings, 32 Ks, 11 walks, no homers. Last start, 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk, and a 3-2 loss at the Tigers. At home, he's throwing 18 in the third innings, and he's being lights out. 1.47 ERA, 212 opponents at batting average. Cards rating 245, 765 OPS, first righties since May 1st. Rangers, the hardest. Nobody's hitting righties as hard as the Rangers since May 1st. 283 with a 796 OPS. Cards bullpen since May 1st, 3.94 ERA, 1.34 whip, while the Rangers bullpen has struggled. 5.69 ERA, 1.46 whip. So here we go. We expect the roof to be closed. We'll go over to the full game line history and cash flow. First off, line history here. We have 3 games left after this. This opened up with the Rangers at minus 132. They're now minus 136. This got up to minus 151 at 9:18 in the morning. And then at 11:22 is down to minus 133, an 18-cent move to the St. Louis Cardinals. So U-shaped movement. Let's take a look at the total here. Opening up at 9.5. Looks like very little movement, but that's not the case, really. This opened up at 9.5 at 2:54 p.m. At 11:13 at night, this moved to 10, and it stayed at 10 till 9:18 this morning. So, yes, we have 4-cent move to the under, but there are certainly people that believe in this over. Let's Gift the Cartel says you don't expect regression with the Rangers, Jim. Look, I thought the offseason signings were atrocious, but Bochy's a fucking master, and the signings from 2 years ago are paying great dividends. And so, I don't know what to make of them, but you guys know I made a big bet on the Astros to win the division, minus 125. I'd be curious to see what it is right now. And I'm not that confident about it, honestly. So let's go back to the cash flow to finish this one off. We have 86% of the tickets and 81% of the cash on the Texas Rangers. Again, 18 cents of buyback in the last 2 hours on the Cardinals. Then you have 42% of tickets, 49% cash on the under. This one's tough. This one's confusing. LJ from H-Town says Rangers 16-4 versus starting pitchers with a ERA over 5. And, but Liberatore is 4.91. 7-1, second game of the series. Keep riding the money train. Troy Torrance says Rangers first half at home, 8-2 last 10. Chris Arcomantini says Rangers 132 weighted runs created plus versus lefties. Joe Yurkovich says Rangers first 5 minus a half locked in. Pistol Pete, take it away. This one's fascinating. Cardinals, Rangers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my numbers say great bet on Texas, especially first 5, which, you don't need advanced stats to see why you would be thinking that. The fact that the line is where it is and hasn't necessarily moved that much is obviously concerning, I guess. But I'm going to take it. I think I'll double up. I think I'll take first 3 and first 5. Liberatore. It's not really a fade of Liberatore. I saw Troy Torrance say he liked Liberatore, and I don't necessarily disagree with that too strongly. I think the jury's still out on him, and he might be a guy that I'm going to be betting on, might be undervalued at some point for an extended run in the future. But in this spot, with this line with Dunning, I don't know. I don't understand the line, and I'm not going to overthink it. I'll take Texas. I'll double up. I mean, who cares? I'll take Texas first 3 minus 135, and then the first 5 at minus 140.
I will not, but I will not go up against you. This one is.
Yeah, it's weird. It's nervous. I don't like it, but I mean, I do like it, but it makes me nervous for sure.
Yeah, no, it's concerning. Troy Torrance says, if I'm not betting this game, but if he did, he'd be on Cardinals full game, but Rangers first 5. Jay Stone says, Simeon and Seager over 1.5 bases undervalued. Literally just keeps cashing. Reminds me of when the Blackhawks went 20-0 to the first period over. Have to take advantage of this before they start jacking it up. From our guy, Jay Stone. A nerfy for Gifted Cartel. Rocco Rogers on Rangers first 5, team total over 2.5 -130. And Jay Peasy says, I agree with LJ. Why would I jump off the Rangers money train and on the disappointing journey with these Cardinals?
Ellie De Cruz called up for the Reds.
Okay.
All right. Abdi Dini is taking the Rangers team total over. Billy Friedrich also going to add some Simeon over 1.5 bases, a +107. All right. Stay off for me. Rob Free says the Cards have been absolutely trash. Goldie's been shit. Rangers first 5 money line for him. All right. We pass myself. We pass.
Is he playing tonight, though?
I would imagine he would be. But
Jose Bouquet? Hey, asshole. Get back in here. Is he playing tonight?
I assume so as well, but no word yet officially. But he is called up. I'll refresh RotoWire as I'm speaking to see if they have confirmed lineups for anyone. No. So, yeah, nothing, but I assume so would be my guess.
That's a big potential bet there.
Piker says that might explain the line move a little. Yeah. No, you're right, Pike. All right, we move on. And it's not just what he actually does, in the box. It's just the excitement that he brings to the clubhouse. Okay, let's move on. 8:40 p.m. Eastern. San Francisco Giants 29-30, 12-15 on the road. At the Colorado Rockies 26-35, 15-14 at home. We're at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. And look at Gifted Cartel. Says you expect regression from Dunning. Says fuck it. Taking the Cards first inning money line, first inning over a half. All right, Giants, Rockies. You want offensive weather? We've come to that game. Let's pull it up right now. This is the most offensive weather of any game this evening. And it's only 66 Fahrenheit, and it's 10.5 miles per hour in, down to 7.9 miles per hour in. But must be sticky because they have Coors Field 25%. Plus 25% home runs, plus 23% doubles and triples, plus 9% singles, and plus 28% runs. And it changed very little. I just refreshed it. 24% home run, 26% runs. So Joe Rich in the house. Giants money line is the play of the day for our Jojo Rich. Thank you for sharing that with us. My man, I'm going to copy and paste that. Consider it copied, pasted. Giants, Rockies, Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. John Brebbia in a bullpen day. So do we have – let's see if there is a primary here. I just thought it was just going to be straight bullpen day. Let me move this over here. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay. Do we have a primary? Yes, we do. Sean Manaea. Wow. So they're going to throw up Sean Manaea after. That is very interesting. Going up against Dinelson Lamet, I don't know why I believed in him in that last start. It was so stupid because it was such a coin flip situation. Why would I have sat there thinking I have an idea of what to do? What, because of one impressive rehab start? Or because I have a vividness bias of him having elite stuff at times? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. 6-0 loss at Arizona. He got touched up immediately. 3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4K, 0 walks. I still think he's got upside. Giants versus righties since May 1st, 239, 703 OPS. Rockies are smashing righties just behind the Texas Rangers, 281 average, 780 OPS. Giants bullpen 2.40 ERA, 1.04 whip since May 1st, while the Rockies bullpen 4.14 ERA, 1.42 whip. So let's take a look at the line history. Now, I got a message from our Nutflush Allen this morning. Very interested to see what the Giants team total was. And when I told him it was 6.5 at plus money, he was hoping he would get a 5.5. Mm-hmm. Speaking of this total, though, it has been dropping quickly. This opened up at 12.5. It lasted there till midnight. Then it went to 12. At 8:49 this morning, it went to 11.5. And now it's at 11. Pinnacle has moved to 11. Now it's heavily juiced to the over, but it's at 11 right now. So we have a big move to the under, a surprising move to the under. Now let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one. We have, the line history on the side. No movement at all. So then we go over to, now this messed with me in the Nelson Lamet's last start. The Sharps were on him. Here, they're on him again. 28% of the tickets and 57% of the cash. Wow. And then 70% of the tickets, 66% cash on the under. Market's moving that way. Market's telling us that the Nelson Lamet is going to have a good start here. Johnny Gunn says it's supposed to be raining, so it's obviously sticky. Let me just see if I can get a quick weather report from somewhere other than a baseball site. Yes, it is. When is it going to start raining? We have scattered thunderstorms at 5 p.m. And that's it. So if there's going to be rain, it's going to be early, right at the start. Pistol Pete, take it away. This is a fascinating one, and the market wants me to back Lamet again. Giants, Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning San Francisco here, but at the line didn't pull the trigger, and I guess I will probably pass. And I had a slightly to the under as well. Kind of a high total, but I think I'm just going to pass on this one. Colorado games, when I pull the trigger, I tend to feel confident, but when I don't feel confident, it's just better to pass. So unless I have some reason to feel confident, to feel unconfident, but liking a dog or some contrarian angle, definitely leaning San Francisco. But as of right now, pass unless Not Flesh Allen strongly recommends we think about something involved with this game. Leaning Giants though, -1.5.
Piker, this happened to me last start for Nelson. Just 28% of tickets on the Rockies, but 56% of cash. It's telling me the Rockies are very live here. Johnny Gunn says, I think people saw the rain started hammering the under. Humidity is relatively high at 64%, which means the ball should still be flying. Plus, these two pitches are over-worthy. Piker wants to hear cash on the total. Sure, Piker, my man. We have 70% of tickets on the under and 66% of cash. Well, market's telling me that Lamet's going to have a good start here. I find that tricky to believe. Gifted Cartel on the Giants -2.5. We've not had one person say Rockies. Not one. I don't know if I can do it, man. I do not know if I can do it. And also the Rockies aren't hitting righties at all. And that's, aren't hitting lefties at all. Excuse me. And that's what Minaya is. TNT says Giants. Everybody's saying Giants. Rocco Rogers says, I'm looking at Lamet K's. He might be in a good spot. UPK and Johnny Gunn's Rockies first 5. Says Fade Minaya. Noli Knows says, I can't trust Denelson says he's starting because he asked to and they need arms, not because he earned it. Okay. I'll have to stay off. But it's Rockies or no bet for me. And I'll stay off.
Hey, Jim, can you put one more on there for me?
And my friend.
Mets, Atlanta, first 5 over, but I'm going to take the safe way and buy to 5 at Pinnacle for -138. Oh, I do kind of want to double up on that one. Mets, Atlanta, first 5 over 5, -138. Mets, Atlanta, first 5 over 5, -138.
-138 for Pete. And as much as we'd like to think of Pete as the juice king, he's not. Well, average line of +100 this year. Average line of +100, but still, we can play this.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
What, I know it's mathematically stupid, but is that worthy of that video?
No, it's not. It's not.
You got to make a second video where it's not that. It's just like me being mathematically stupid out of emotional weakness. That's the second category of video to mock me with.
It bothers you so much.
Bothers me a little bit.
Not Flash Allen. You have an average line of +100. Nutflush on says Johnny says play it again.
You can put this on the back of the t-shirt, this, and underneath say, why are you playing that fucking video again?
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
He stopped playing the fucking video, asshole. Jesus.
Nutflush Allen says, telling you right now, if the current lineup on Roto is confirmed, I will be betting the Giants in multiple ways. There it is from our Nutflush Allen. All right, let's roll on. Next up, and we're almost finished here. 2 baseball games.
I want a trigger warning every time you're about to play that fucking video, Jose Bouquet. First, put up a graphic that says, Pete, trigger warning. That fucking video is about to play so that I can walk away if I need to. It's 2023. You have to give trigger warnings for shits that might trigger people, okay?
Trigger warning's a nice touch. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Piker wants to make a video of Pete falling off a bike into a juice pitcher.
Okay, and I will want a trigger warning for that video too, if you make it and you're about to play it.
I think we need 2 of the hottest BBWs in San Antonio to teach you how to ride a bicycle.
I won't need no trigger warning for. Trust me.
9:38 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Cubs 26-33, 11-17 on the road at the Los Angeles Angels, 31-30, 15-13 at home at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. Let's start with the weather in Anaheim. We have 66 Fahrenheit, 10.6 miles per hour to straightaway center, down to 8.5. 10.6 down to 8.5, but right to straightaway center. That's a 0% change in home runs and -1 in runs and -11% in doubles and triples, interestingly enough. All right, so with Hayden Wesneski up against Tyler Anderson, we're going to move over to the line history here for sides and totals. We'll start with the side, and here we go. There's been a big move to the Chicago Cubs, a huge move. Cubs opened up last night, 10:06 p.m. at +120. Right now they're -101. They were -104 even at 11:37 a.m. So a big 21-cent move to the Chicago Cubs. 21-cent move to the Cubbies. Let's take a look at the total in this one. We have this total opened up at 9. It lasted at 9 for 2 hours before it went to 9.5. It's now at 10. We've gone up a full run on this total, a full run. This is when we love hearing from our Wine Time Sports. It says this Angels team is falling and falling quick. He says, I don't understand why Phil Nevin is our coach. Guy's a complete dumbass. I can only take the Cubs money line with this line movement. There it is from Wine Time Sports, who watches his team very, very closely. Thank you for sharing that with us, Wine Time. Hayden Wesneski, last start, 4-3 loss at home, 3 2/3, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, 2 walks, 4.81 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. He's throwing 22 2/3 on the road this year, 4.76 ERA, 267 opponents batting average. On the other hand, Tyler Anderson being lit up and smoked. The White Sox don't hit lefties anymore, and they got to him in Chicago. 6 earned runs in 4 innings. 5.47 ERA, 1.59 WHIP. At home, 5.57 ERA and 282 opponents batting average. The Cubs are hitting 259, 749 OPS versus lefties since May 1st. And the Angels are hitting 263, 763 OPS versus righties. The bullpens are both bad. I missed this. Now I see the clear over. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. Now, Flush Allen says back-to-back winners on Cubs team totals. Today will be on the Cubs team total over if I can locate a decent price. DC Capper got in on the over 9.5. Joe Marinaccio, Jeremy Nacho talking about the Nats. All right, let's go to the cash flow. Did we do that? If we did it, I want to do it. No, we didn't do it. So let's go over to the cash flow in this spot. 50-50 on the tickets, but 75% of the cash on the Cubs, and a huge move towards them. Then 85% of tickets, and we already heard from Jose Bouquet, 99% of cash on the over. Wow, 99% of cash on the over. Maybe that it gives me a little relief to not be on it. Jojo Rich on the first 5 under 5. Take it away, Pistol Pete. Angel Stadium, Cubbies, Angels.
Yeah, this is one of the games I was pretty sure I was going to give something official on, liking the Cubs team total over, maybe even something like Cubs score first, Cubs first 5. Wisniewski's a little hard to get a read on. Overall, been good. Probably going to be vulnerable here though. But Anderson, don't like this spot for him. Here and there, he is going to have a good start. The way I look at things, I don't project this to be one of those starts. And leaning Cubs team total over, Cubs -1, Cubs to score first, maybe run in the first inning. Yes, all that kind of crap.
Wow, this is interesting. This is a huge, huge move to the Chicago Cubs.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, holy shit. All right, you're right. I was still hoping to get like plus money, but I mean, I'll still take it. I bet it's yeah. All right. Maybe I should tweet shit out. I don't know, but yeah, I'm getting a shitty number here.
I mean, you can still get plus money on the first 5 in the full game on the Cubs.
Yeah.
What were you looking at?
I mean, when I was capped this game, it was like plus 115 or something.
Yeah. So I feel like I've got to follow the market on this and back to Chicago Cubs. I really do. I really, really do. Wine Time says it's just sad to watch as a fan because I know how much better this team could be. I think that the market is screaming at us to bet the Chicago Cubs.
Wow, the team total is 4.5 -120 or whatever. Wow, jeez, that makes me nervous. Actually, it should be not that.
Piker says, "Why not an early move to the Cubs?" Though I thought it was pretty quick. Let me just go over it again. That's a good point, Piker. Let's just go over this once more. This is you're right. This opened up at 10:06 p.m. Oh no, there was an immediate move, but then there was a bounce back. You're right. This move didn't happen until 10 a.m. Why? That's a very important point, I find. Why? Is this just the public hating the Angels? I mean, but the books are concerned. I mean, look at Pinnacle. Pinnacle is now, I mean, there's not a plus line. You have to go to Bet365 to get these plus lines. Alfred says Cubs looked so bad last night against the Padres and Snell. Gift the Cartel says Cubs 5-1 in Los Angeles. Billy says it's Trout or Ohtani out of the lineup.
Yeah, that's probably someone's going to be out that we don't know about yet. That'd be my guess, which is okay.
Huh. No Don play. That was not the case. The gambler's first glance is the Astros. Yes, my bad. Sorry. Here it is. I'll pop in the chat for you. Is the Astros. Huh. So you think that this is just a bat being out of the lineup?
That'd be my guess. I mean, I thought that the line was a little bit off, but that kind of a move I think is probably Ohtani or someone is out.
That makes sense. That would explain it, right, Piker? That's why there was not a move until 10 a.m.
Which is okay. Whatever.
Yeah, but this was not part of my plan. I'm not going to make it part of my plan.
All right, well, I'm going to give you 2 plays. You ready, Jim?
And this may change my plays. Okay, take it away.
Okay, Cubs team total over 4.5 -120. That's a market line. You got that?
Yep.
And then run in the first inning, yes, -122. That's current line at Pinnacle. Cubs Angels run in the first inning, yes, -122. Current line at Pinnacle.
There's Son Dizzle in the house, giving you a shout out for your jacket.
Hell yeah! Thank you, Son Dizzle.
All right, I'm gonna have to stay off. I'm gonna have to stay off. I think we set that up. This next game makes me very nervous. I told you how good I looked with the market moves off the top, and then I got embarrassed with the Red Sox market move. I am all over. I'm heavily invested in this baseball game, Pete.
Ooh.
Final game on the board. It's one of the most invested I've been on a game all year. I tried to stay off, but I tried to let go and not be on, quadruple, but I am on a quadruple. And what's happened to me is I'm watching Joe Musgrove pitch, and I see right now with the way he's throwing, maybe the best pitcher in the National League. He looks just lights out to me. He's only got 13 1/3 innings at home, but that Mexico City game was considered a home game. So his numbers are completely skewed. I've doubled up on the Padres. I got the money line first 5 at -125. I need to see what it is now. Sorry, at Bet365. I took them on the full game -1. Now first 5, they're right there -125. It had moved to -130. It's not. This makes me very. I'm nervous about. I hate this because, you got to be capping for the rest of the card, and here I'm going to be up all night. For tomorrow, I'm gonna be up all night watching this game. San Diego first 5 under 4 at -105. Seattle, San Diego full game under 7.5 at -105. Those are all the first 4. The first 5 is now 4 at -110. But I'm very, very nervous about how much I invested here.
Logan, wait, San Diego?
Yes, I'm on San Diego first 5 money line full game -1. And I'm on the first 5 under 4 and the full game under 7.5. Logan Gilbert, I think will bounce back here. I do. And that's why I didn't take the Padres first 5 -0.5. And that's why I'm on the unders. Joe Yurkovich is on the Mariners first 5 at +110. Logan Gilbert got lit up by the Yankees. 10-2 loss at home last out. He's been good on the road this year, over 33 1/3, 4.05 ERA, 238 opponents batting average. Joe Musgrove, I think he's elite. I really do. And neither team is hitting since May 1st. The Mariners are hitting 226 with a 677 OPS versus righties. Padres versus righties 207, 645. If you cap with Noli knows, you'll know when you see the skull that this is a dead under in his estimation. And that makes me feel very, very good about the unders that I'm on. And you can get them at the same lines that I got. I mean, it's been a 5-cent move on the first 5. Nothing's moved here for me. The Mariners bullpen has been poor since May 1st. But the Padres bullpen has been excellent. Well, 1.85 ERA, 0.97 whip. Jojo Rich also on this full game under. So let's start with the weather here. And 63 Fahrenheit, 9.2 miles per hour. Out dies down to 8.0 miles per hour. And if we go over to the ballpark pal, they see the marine layer in full effect here. So even though the wind's blowing out, this is the lowest -9% in runs on the entire card. It's only -3% in the home runs, but it's -16 in doubles and triples. Then we'll go over to the line history here for this spot. First off, on the total, which I am invested in, there's been a move. There's been no movement. This has been a 2-cent move to the under. No movement at all. You can get that under 7.5 at plus money. Then on the money line, over here, we have 7-cent move to the Padres. I'm okay with that. There wasn't a move until midnight. There had been no move at all. Billy Friedrich says Gilbert's allowed 2 or more runs in 9 of his last 11 starts. Padres first 5 total set at 1.5 because there's an expectation that he bounces back nice. Billy Friedrich says, Joe Yerger says, I think the Mariners come out strong, just intuition. The only thing I see is these teams and pitching even Steven, so I'll take the plus money. Rick J says the San Diego under machine. Gifted Cartels on the over at 7.5. Rick J says under both of these pitchers can deal. So take a look at the cash flow, and I'm very nervous about looking at it. This is our final game on the card today. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us. Loshak in the bag. 64% of the ticket, 68% of the cash on the Mariners, and we have a move to the Padres. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel great. Then on the total, they're not giving us cash flow, just 50-50. That's it. Okay, so I feel a lot better now. I thought that this was going to be bad and ugly for me. It's not. Take it away, Pistol Pete. I'm heavily invested. Are you going to invest?
Maybe I will. I was leaning, San Diego under and no run in the first inning as well. Gilbert, of course, pounded last start, but willing to believe that was a glitch. Probably will be better here. Musgrove, did you say you were like super high on him or something? I mean, I think he's fine.
I'm super high on him.
Okay. Last 2 starts were excellent. I think he'll be more likely than not to be fine here. Leaning under, leaning San Diego, leaning no run in the first.
Are you going to pull the trigger?
I don't know.
Or you want a minute to think about it?
I might just stay off the whole thing. I got like 15 different plays here.
Interesting how this works, Jimmy the Bag. I've just obtained some viewer footage of Peter Loshak riding a bike. I was shocked to see it. Pete, is this really
you? Bullshit.
Pete, is this really you, Pete? I couldn't believe it, Pete. Is that really you?
That happened so fast.
I couldn't believe it, Pete.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you made the exact same face from earlier today. It's a beautiful thing.
He went to a chat bot and he was like, make me a video of Loshak riding a bike and crashing looking like a complete fucking idiot. And then with 10 seconds, they spit that out. Nice job, Jose Bouquet.
Real Deal Prime's concerned that you weren't wearing a helmet, but
yeah.
Those giant balls. Yes. Danny Lopez says triggered. Okay, let's review all action here. And I think I've got a couple additions, but very few. All my action is in. Loshak gets his card started with the Philadelphia Phillies -1 at -131. Pistol Pete not scared of this huge market move towards the Detroit Tigers. I think my best bets on the entire board. Now, again, the market move I destroyed, even though I only got this out at like 9 a.m., 8:30 a.m. Kansas City Royals, Miami, first 3 under, first 5 under. My 2 favorite spots on the whole board. Talk about smashing line moves. I did it again with Minnesota Tampa. First 5 under 4 plus 105. Full game under 8 at plus 100. Very, very, very feel so good about no vig on those two beauties. Loshak's on the Twins first 3 and first 5 plus 130 and 40 respectively. And he got the under 7.5 at -103. Loshak's on the Yurfie in Arizona, Washington. Oh, here is an addition. Jose, say hey, play the day. Under 8.5, -110, Chicago, New York. And I am going to tail. I wanted to be involved. And even with the derogatory things he said about Clark Schmidt, oh, no. You got to be fucking kidding me. It's moved to 8.
Happened?
It's moved to 8.
What has?
I was like, remember it was -110 at Bet365. I was like, I bet you it'll be -115 by the time the show's over. Oh, that's so frustrating. I should have just bet it during the fucking show. Okay, I'm not moving on that fucking game. God damn it. Loshak's on the A's, team total under 3.5 at -132. I am adding the first 5. Jared White says still 8.5 at Bovada. God, I want to fucking smash this fucking computer. I'm on the. I should have just bet it here. I don't know what. I was like, oh, it might move 5 cents. Didn't think it'd move a half fucking run. I'm on the first. I'm going to be moving on the first 5 under 4 in Houston, Toronto. Razor Sharp Picks gave us a gambler's first glance. Astros money line at +116, and Pistol Pete's also on that first 5 under 4 at -108. The big mistake I made. Look, I beat some market moves. I also lost badly. This one blew up in my face. I'm on the Padres -1. It's I bet it at a horrible time, and it's stupid. I got +109. I bet I get +130 something now. If I wouldn't have bet it now. A huge market move towards the Red Sox. Justin McElvey's on the Red Sox. Jose's on the Red Sox in the under 7.5. And Pete's on the Red Sox first 5 -105. Troy Torrance on the Red Sox, the under 4 first 5 and the full game under 7.5. Sean Pulliam gave us a Nerfy parlay, Houston, Cleveland, and Tampa. Dan Kelly gave us his address. Loshak first 5, Dodgers, team total over 2.5 at -140. Loshak's on the Braves, first 5, team total over 2.5 -130, and the first 5 over 5 at -138 in Mets Braves. Loshak's on the Orioles, first 5 at +119. Sean Pulliam put together a parlay with Arizona, Baltimore, and Texas. The Ron Crawford spreadsheet play days also on Baltimore +113. Christopher Tate's on the other side with Milwaukee. JoJo Rich is on the team total over for the Orioles. DC Capper, Robert Franklin's on the Orioles +114. DC Capper's on the over 8.5. And Billy Friedrich put together an Orioles Rangers moneyline parlay at +270. I can't believe how quick I can just be filled with rage. I cannot believe that moved a half run. Pete is on the Rangers first 3 at -135 and the first 5 -140 on the Texas Rangers. I'm off of that spot. Jojo Rich, Giants moneyline play of the day. I came close to moving on the Rockies. I'm not. Loshak has the Cubs team total over 4.5 and the Yurfie. If I was going to bet solely on market, I think we sussed it out though. That was we expect that to be out of the lineup. And that's why the market moved in that direction. And then Mariners, Padres, I'm just heavily invested, so I'm gonna be up all fucking night. Okay. Nufflashan said my thought on San Diego is that they don't hit here tonight. Piker is on the Tigers, the Pirates, the Red Sox, the Reds, the Rangers, and the over Mets Braves. Okay. So copy and paste that. Nufflashan says, damn, Pete, we are aligned on some of these team totals today. That's nice. That's
very nice. That's very nice, Nutflush Allen. Yeah. I'm looking at this card. I'm thinking about maybe, yeah. I could add on another 10 plays easy here, but what is this? Okay, yeah.
I was in such a good mood for the show, and then I'm just furious. I thought that I was going to have more additions. Now I only have one other addition. I should have just. Fuck. I think that's a good sign for Jose's action. Let's put a bow on this show. Jose, you want to jump back on with us? Andrew G, Nutflush Allen, TNT, Piker, Jarek White, Jay Peasy, Joe Yurkovich, Steve G, Air Dog on Dodgers on the run line. Dodgers run line. Expect some Dodgers homers today. We've seen a big move to the Reds, big market move to the Reds, not concerning Air Dog. Jay impressed with how you took the impact in that bike riding video. Billy Friedrich, Danny Lopez, Real Deal Prime, Justin Charles, Rick J. Thank you guys, all of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Sun Dizzle, Jojo Rich, Mr. Lewis, Rocco, Wine Time. Thank you guys. Don Play. Thank you guys all so much.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
This is a actual capping related question. 51% of the tickets, 84% of the money on the over in the Metropolitans game. Does that make you want to bet the under there? Just a curiosity. Is that just big bets, large bets, obviously on the over and having confidence on the over?
Let me see if
Sun Dizzle is Sunny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shout out Sun Dizzle. Sorry, I didn't make the fucking connection. Shout out Sunny. Come to New York. Let's hang out.
Big move on the over, but haven't we seen it go from 9.5 to 10?
Yes, it went from 9.5 to 10 on some books.
So I see big bets on the. Why would I want anything to do with the under if you see big bets on the over and the market moving to the over?
Okay, I have 9.5 still on Bovada, but it's obviously juiced.
So would I see? Let me go back to the X's and O's. Oh yeah, so I had to stay off that game. I see against my X's and O's, sharp action on the over, market showing concern, moving it to 10, and a clear feeling of a regression for Bryce Elder at some point, and Pete kind of touched on it too, alluded to. And I don't really know what Carrasco is going to give us from game in and game out. So
I mean, it's not unthinkable that Carrasco gives up 1 and Elder gives up 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, sweetheart.
Oh God. Pistol Pete, it's our last few seconds of having you here with us. Could you please, if you don't mind, give us some sage words of advice here as we move forward throughout this week of June 6th we won't see you again until the 13th. So just the last few words from Pistol Pete.
Sage words of advice.
Yeah.
Here you go. A wise man once said about an hour ago, life's short, have some fun. Those are my words of advice. Truer words have never been spoken. Keep that in mind this next week until we see you again on the 13th of June.